Here's to the dreamers, the seekers, the wise. Crystal lavender will reach in the skies. To tarot and starlight will always roam. In the heart of the universe we found our home. Comes where the mystics play. We speak the language of the Milky Way. A touch of Venus, a kiss from the moon, guiding lost hearts with a sweet gentle tune.
Hello, hello. Welcome here, welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you are watching this video. This episode of As the Tarot Turns is brought to you on purpose with purpose, and I am your host, Crystal Lavender. Some people know me as Criddle, like Riddle with the C. Others know me as Nacho Mama. That was my old YouTube name, but I'm going to go with my God-given name, which is Crystal Lavender, not Nacho Mama. I said that in one of my videos. It's like, my God-given name is Nacho Mama. I cracked myself up, man. So we are going to do an all signs on now what? Like, you didn't realize how bad it was until it was over. So now what, you know? And before we get started, we are going to talk about this. This is my book. It is called Say You Love, and it is a testimony of triumph over the darkness of childhood sexual trauma and addiction. And I wrote this whole entire thing using my phone and a talk to text app. Okay. Like, I would write stuff on a piece of paper, and then I would talk into my phone, and then I would go back in and edit it. So it's amazing what you can do with these little phones right here, these little computers in your pocket. There's all kinds of things you can accomplish with those little computers in your pocket. And I share my story as a testimony of hope and strength for anybody out there that is struggling, feeling like they are all alone. Okay. I share my story very loudly, so those that are sitting in silence do not feel alone. Like, hi, my name is Crystal, and I'm a recovered addict. I am 3+ years into recovery, and we turn pain into purpose around here. All right. So that will be in all of the description boxes of my videos. After the video is uploaded, it'll be in the description box. You can get it on Amazon, or you could get a free download on my website, or you could get a signed copy if you email me. And all of that stuff will be in all of my newer uploads and in the description box. Okay, so let's get this party started. We are going to start with Aries and go all the way to Pisces. All right. Hello, hello. Welcome in. Let me get my cool little banner things. Aries. Do. Hi, Aries. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me, okay? Big bada boom. So we're going to find out now what, all right? Like, I know a lot of times we don't realize how bad a situation is until it's over, until we're like reflecting back on it. And then we're like, wow, I can't believe that, like, I just survived that, or I can't believe that I let myself be in that position, or I can't believe that I was defending this, you know? Hi, Jennifer, not Jenny. So we're going to find out now what. You know, I know how hard it is sometimes. Like, a lot of times we'll defend situations like, oh, they didn't really mean that, or it's not as bad as everybody else is saying it is, you know, and then once it's over, we're like, wow, I can't believe I did that. So you got the going forward card first out. So don't dwell on the past, but focus on creating a brighter future, you know, but I don't think that you're really doing that, Aries. I think you are going forward. Like, you're not dwelling in the past. Like, you're definitely seeing a lot of things clearly. Like, you're understanding, like, you know, like maybe how you enabled some of the situations to happen, you know, like you're understanding some of the patterns that you allowed for those things to happen. So you're definitely putting a fork in the spoke of the wheel there. Hi, Michael. So stay in the flow, surrender to the rhythm of life, remaining open to opportunities and lessons as they naturally unfold. And the path is being cleared, all right? Embrace the journey ahead with an open heart, ready to discover and grow from the revelations to come. So I think you're really, really, like, you're definitely, like, really taking a look, like doing that shadow work. Like, shadow work is a lot about, like, finding out why we keep having those continued patterns. Like, what is it? Like, I had to ask myself, like, why is it that I always end up in these like situationships, you know, and it's because I jumped right into relationships. It's like I would meet somebody, I'd be like, wow, you have nice shoes. You got nice shoes too. You want to fuck, you know, and then they'd move in with me. And then it was like 4 months later, I found out that I couldn't even stand that person, or that I was in some sort of crazy toxic relationship, you know. So I had to really like look at what I was doing, what my patterns were, so I could stop creating those exact same experiences. And I really think that you're doing that, Aries. Like you're definitely doing that shadow work, like trying to put that fork in that wheel. And it says embrace solitude. There's nothing wrong. Like there's one thing of being single, and then there's a whole other thing of being single on purpose. So like make sure that you're being single on purpose. I heard this quote once that was like, if you are lonely in your own company, then if you're lonely when you're alone, that means you're in bad company, right? So try to embrace your solitude, like really get to know like who you are as a person, like love yourself. So that way you can't, like, you won't allow anybody to just come in and spit a bunch of pretty words at you and then be like, okay, cool, you know? So yeah, clear your mind. Like I think you're doing a lot of shadow work, Aries. You're definitely sweeping away any doubts, you know? Like you are embracing the fact that you know you deserve better. You know that you deserve better than what you've experienced. And it says, learning secrets, stay open-minded and receptive as you uncover hidden truths and embrace the lessons that they offer. Hi, John. Hi, Julie Bully. So you might have people confiding in you, like telling you secrets. You might be learning secrets about the universe, about like how the law of attraction works, or like you know, about your vibration and your energy. Like you're definitely in a lot of like learning. You're in a learning phase for sure. And release the burdens. Like if you're still holding resentments from those that have done you wrong in the past, like it's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to get sick, you know. Holding on to that energy, like even if you never want to be with them again or whatever, holding on to that energy, that resentment, that vibrations, you know, that sort of vibration will stop some of the flow of abundance that you have coming to you. So in order to be in the flow of abundance, like, you have to make sure that we let go of those resentments, you know, not to say that it gives them permission to do you dirty or that it was okay for whatever they did, but letting go of that energy, of that energetic baggage, will definitely release you to become more abundant. Hi, Goodman. If you haven't checked out Goodman's mixes, please go give Goodman a follow and a holla. Tell him I said hello. Hi, Whacked Crafter. So I think you are definitely well on your way, Aries. You're definitely well on your way. You got the Ace of Swords. So if this person comes to you, they haven't changed anything about them. Like if you're waiting for somebody to come back from the past, they're not going to come back trying to tell you how much they love you, or speak some sort of truth to you. You got the Ace of Swords in reverse with the Hangman. Like they are definitely still stuck in the way that they, like whatever it was that they were thinking when you guys parted ways is still how they think now. And there's definitely too many chiefs and not enough Indians with the Five of Swords. Like there might be people that are that's in their ear, you know, telling them that or it could be you, you know, you got people in your ear trying to tell you how to run your life, like micromanage your situation, you know, trying to tell you what's best for you, trying to tell you what decisions to make. It's like, don't tell Aries what decisions to make, you know what I mean? But this person is definitely manipulative with the Magician in the reverse. So yeah, they're not coming back with open arms, like ready to take accountability or to do any sort of changing. And they're still holding secrets with the Moon card. Could be dealing with the Pisces. I think you're going to have an encounter with them. There's definitely going to be some sort of comeback around, but you got too many chiefs, not enough Indians twice. The Five of Wands and the Five of Swords. The fives are all about change. You're going to see that this person has not changed. Like you might be hoping for the best in them. And a lot of times we have a tendency to do that. You know, like we can see the potential in somebody else. We can see how wonderful they could be if they just did this, or they just stopped doing that, you know, but that potential that you see isn't the actuality, right? It is not in the present moment. It is if they do this or if they do that. Hi, Game Sesh. Yeah, this person could be a little financially dependent. You know, they don't have their shit together as far as their finances go. They might be in between jobs or going back and forth from job to job. You know, or just not have a job at all. You know, you got the Queen of Swords in the reverse, the Queen of Pentacles in reverse. So this person is definitely they're definitely dependent on other people for like their housing, for their rides, for their money in general. And they're very manipulative, and they definitely have their options open. Like they've got they're looking at all their other options. I think they're an opportunist, but you're not going to get, you got Judgment in reverse. You're not going to get from them what it is that you deserve. Like you deserve so much better than whatever this person has to offer. And I think you're really starting to come to your own conclusion of that. It's like me just saying that isn't, I mean, people say stuff all the time. Like don't ever take anybody's word away from your own intuitive feeling, you know, and until you actually know why they're not good for you, then I mean, it's better for you to fuck around and find out and then realize, you know, on your own terms why this person is no good than to just listen to anybody else on the outside. So right now you're definitely in a time of cleaning up, like you're cleaning up your headspace, your house, your just cleaning up your energy in general, you know, so that way you don't repeat any of those same cycles, which is a good thing. There's nothing wrong with that. Like being single on purpose is so powerful. It's not that you don't have options. It's like you're waiting, you know, you're holding yourself out because you know what it is that you deserve. And until you find what it is that you deserve, you're not going with any just random, you know, love offer. So that's good, Aries. Let me get you an angel card. Where'd they go? If I can find them. I have 500 million cards here. Spirit Message Oracle. Let's get you one of these guys. I hope everybody's having a wonderful day or evening, whatever part of the world you're on. What do we have for the Aries Collective? Aries. What do we have for the Aries Collective? Boop, boop, boo. It says, find ways to fill your cup. Be self-full. Follow your heart and always trust your intuition, right? Always. Go deep within, find your triggers, and address them one by one. Self-healing is the best healing. Only then can you offer the best version of yourself, right? It's not about finding the best partner. It's about being the best person for a partner, right? About being the best version of ourselves so that we can attract a like individual, right? All right, let's go on to the Taurus Collective. Taurus. Hi, Taurus. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me, okay? Big bada boom, chicken good, multi-pass. Taurus. We're going to find, and now what? Because a lot of times, like, we go through situations and we don't realize how bad it was until like it's until we're out of it, you know, like we are like, once we come out of it, then we're like, wow, I can see why everybody was telling me this, or I can see, you know, how like people were, you know, especially if you had people in your ear like bro, like this chick ain't good for you, or like, sis, like what kind of advice would you give your friend if they saw you in that situation, or if you saw them in the same situation, you know? But a lot of times we have a tendency to like over rationalize things or to give other people excuses because we want to see the best in them, right? So I think that you've figured out that whatever the situation was, like now that you're not in it, you can see how bad it really was. So let's find out now what, okay? Now what? Well, that's awesome, Goodman. Thank you so much. Yeah, definitely give Goodman a holla and a falla. He usually goes live on Fridays with a playlist. He does like subscriber requests. So make sure you put your request in. All right, now what for Taurus? And my birthday is tomorrow. Woo woo. Says steady progress. Patience is your ally. Celebrate each step forward, no matter the size, right? Being in that the state of gratitude, like being thankful for the small things, will definitely increase the small things that keep coming towards you. Like if you're like, wow, I'm grateful for this and I'm grateful for that, the universe says, okay, here's some more of whatever it is that you're grateful for. It's like being able to pick out the positive in each situation, you know. I mean, some people, you can give them a whole flower, a whole field of flowers, and like they'll only realize that there's thorns. And then there's some people that won't even see the thorns, they'll only realize that there's flowers, you know. And it's like kind of being in the balance of both, you know, to realize that the thorns are there, but you know. And it says release burdens. So if you're holding on to any sort of grudges or animosity or you know, just like if you're wishing ill on anybody, like that's always going to come back to bite you. Okay, so don't sit around wishing ill, even if somebody did you wrong. You know, wish them conscious understanding. Okay, like wish them to understand what it is that they did to hurt you, or what it is that they did to mess up that situation. Like don't wish them like harm, but understanding, right? Because that's really how we make true change, is when somebody truly understands what it is that they've done. They're like, wow, okay, I get it now, right? So thank you guys so much. Because if we just wish someone harm, then they're going to think that the world's out to get them and they're not going to learn anything. But if we wish them conscious understanding, then they'll get it, you know, like, oh, I see what I did there. And then they might not ever want to do that again, right? And holding on to grudges is just weighing you down. It's keeping you from receiving all the blessings that there is to be received, right? It says the veil of illusion. Lift the veils of illusion, seeking truth beneath the surface to navigate through love and the career authentically. My eyeballs didn't want to read that for some reason. You know, about being authentic. Like, how are we supposed to ever find someone that truly loves us if we are like a chameleon, if we're a yes person, if we're not really being true to ourselves? It's like, if we're not really being true to ourselves, and like we're, you know, jumping in with this group and following this moral compass, even though it's outside of our own moral compass, or doing something that we like don't really like just so that we fit in, you know. Or, you know, have you ever, like, I know I'm guilty, you know, like when you first get into a relationship or whatever, like I've done this when I was younger, you know. They'd be like, oh, well, I really like football. Oh, yeah, I really like football too. Knowing damn well I don't like football at all, right? And then you get sick of watching football. And this whole time, this person thought that you were all about some football, and really you hated it, you know? So if you're not living like truly authentic to yourself, it's going to be hard to find somebody that truly loves you and loves you for who you are, right? So finding that authenticity, like being yourself, no matter like, without people pleasing, you know, like it's okay that you don't like certain things. Like there has to be, like, nobody can be like 100% like have all of the same interests, you know, like there's got to be a little bit of a balance there. And it says spiritual retreat. Seek solitude to reconnect with your inner wisdom and emerge rejuvenated. So some of you guys need to take a little bit of time for yourself. Like I think that you have been on go mode, you know, like constantly surrounding yourself with friends or with people, or, you know, work situations, just to not spend time alone, right? Important parts. Embrace each element, weaving them into your story with openness and understanding. Like I like the puzzle piece picture, okay? Because like we might try to avoid any of the ugly parts of our situation, you know, we might try to bury it or sweep it under the rug or pretend like it doesn't exist. But have you ever seen a puzzle that's missing a piece? Right? Even if that piece is ugly and distorted and doesn't feel like it fits anywhere, like that puzzle piece fits into the bigger picture. So make sure that you are embracing all of the pieces, not just the pretty ones, because they're important. Thank you so much, Goodman. Excuse me. What else can we get? Roots of success. Secure your foundation, fostering growth and stability for a thriving journey ahead, right? Like when we put our roots out, it's like, if I let my roots out, will you let them sink? You know, like I wrote a whole poem about that one time about like feeling like I was a tree, like I was a seedling that was being planted, and you know, if I let my roots out, will you let them sink, falling into needing, thinking what you seeking what you think? Do I help you grow, or do I make you weak? Right? I wish to be a flower flying with the flow, not to be a weed waiting to be mowed. Sitting with my silence, termites get inside. If I show you something, will you run and hide? You know, dark is getting faster, clouding how we grow. Do you have your something? Do you even know? Cannot take this feeling, need to take it slow. Thoughts can be deceiving. Should I let you go, or should I keep believing, hoping love will grow? It's like you want to make sure that whatever it is that you're putting your roots into is going to be able to hold, you know, like you don't want to put your roots into like unfertile ground or but I think you are definitely working towards building solid foundations for your career, like building a network of people that will help push you, help you get further. Because a lot of times it's not about what you do, it's about who you know, right? So I think you're building a lot of healthy connections throughout your network as far as your career goes, you know, and making a change. And embrace growth, seek new paths, and welcome transformations with an open heart, right? Change can be scary sometimes, especially for a Taurus people. Like y'all are creatures of comfort, like comfort, stability, routine, you know. So don't be scared for things to change. In order for them to get better, they have to change, right? In order for anything to grow, like it has to change. Like if something's going to grow, it's like it can't stay a seedling forever. It's got to grow into a tree. Same with you, Taurus. And it says, seize every minute, embrace each moment with purpose, for time is a precious gift on your journey of self-discovery, right? Money comes and goes. Our time we never ever get back. So make sure that you are seizing any opportunity throughout the day to do something for yourself, to, you know, go say hi to somebody that you love, to be in the presence of things that you love, or be out in nature, you know, to just be present in the moment, because we live in the past, the present, and the future simultaneously. Like we're living in the present moment of our past manifestations while we're manifesting our future. So the present is the most precious moment that we have. Let's find out about this person that you were with, the situation that you figured out was no good. Are they going to try to come back? What's up with the past person? Ooh, the star in reverse. So they have no faith, or you have no faith that it's ever going to work out. There's a lot of discouragement. Like they might feel a little bit of despair. You know, the magician in reverse, like there could have been a lot of emotional manipulation there. Like poor planning. Like the use of control, like using power to be manipulative, like especially if they were in a place of authority, it's like using authority for manipulative behavior. And they're doing some inner searching with the hermit here. Like they're trying to do that soul searching, the introspection, you know, doing some of that shadow work, trying to take accountability, but they don't have any faith that it will work out between you guys. They have the star in reverse. You could be dealing with an Aquarius or a Virgo. Yeah, they're definitely losing sleep over this situation. Like I think they have a lot of restless nights, you know, and they're trying to see things. They're trying to come out of this self-limiting prison, you know, but they're losing sleep. They've got a lot of limiting beliefs. You know, they're very restricted in their thoughts. Like they don't really have a very open mind. Maybe probably not about love or just the situation in general. Like they have no faith that it'll ever get better, or that it's going to work out between you guys. And they could be juggling. Like one minute their mind is like, yeah, sure, like it'll be all good, like, or they're like, yeah, screw Taurus, I don't need Taurus. And then the next day they're like, oh, but I miss Taurus so much, you know. They're definitely like in this, they're indecisive about which direction to move forward. in. And they could be avoiding you, avoiding talking about you, avoiding like seeing you. But they do have justice in the upright, so they could be looking for they could be trying to give you an apology. They could be trying to apologize for whatever it is that they did wrong, or they feel that you owe them an apology, like they're just waiting, kicking it there, waiting for you to apologize. Yeah, they're definitely trying to think of a different approach, trying to think of like how they could come towards you a different way, or how they can make things better, but they don't have any faith that it will get better. You know, they could be coming clean about something that they said about you, or you know, some sort of sabotage that they put on your path. It's like they might have been trying to run your name through the dirt, and they might come clean about that. But they're definitely keeping secrets. There's a lot of deception and self-deceit. So this person is definitely like their own worst enemy, and they might try to point fingers at you, saying it was your fault, that you did this, that you did that. But in reality, they probably were the one that was self-sabotaging. You know, they probably did something to this connection on purpose, just to say that I told you so. See, I told you so. I told you wouldn't stay. You know what I mean? Even though like they completely acted a fool anyways. You know, it's like unconditional love doesn't mean unconditional tolerance. And this person thinks that unconditional love is supposed to include unconditional tolerance for shitty behavior. And you're like, no, that's not happening. All right, let's get you a spirit message oracle. Thank you so much, Goodman. Spirit message oracle. Says, if you find yourself stuck in any situation you are unhappy with, ask yourself why you are still there. Is it fear of the unknown? Leaving toxic situations or people can be the best thing you could do for your soul and your spirit. Is to be fierce and be free, right? Being single does not mean being lonely. Being single on purpose is a whole other vibration. It's like, I'm single, sober, and celibate on purpose with purpose. Why? Because I know what the hell I deserve, right? So don't be scared to be alone. Like if you are lonely in your own company, then you're in bad company. So there, you got to figure out something, work on that shadow self to try to get that switch flipped. Says, perhaps you are reminded all too often just how quickly the phases in your life change and shift, one change after another. You are learning to adapt and grow. Be kind and gentle with yourself, right? A lot of times we are our own worst critic. Like we will harp on ourselves about a silly mistake that we made, but we would let our friend slide with it. We would offer our friend or our child or our loved one forgiveness, but we don't offer ourselves that same amount of love and forgiveness. So make sure that you are giving your own self the same compassion you would towards somebody that you love, because you love yourself, right? Right. All right. Let's go on to Gemini. Gemini. Hi, Gemini. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out, and subscribe. It's a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me, all right? Big bada boom, chicken good. Let's find out. And now what? Now what? So a lot of times we don't realize how bad a situation was until after we're out of it, you know? Like we don't realize how, like, you know, if we were in some sort of addiction, or if we were in like a really toxic relationship, like we probably heard a lot of people tell us this, but we didn't see it for ourselves until we were out of it. And then once we go back and reflect, we're like, oh wow, I could see why, you know, my loved ones were telling me that it was no good. I could see why my loved ones were worried about me, you know, thought that I was, you know, drowning myself in alcohol or substance or something, you know, like we really don't realize how bad it is until it's over. So then now what, you know, now what? Let's see what we got for the Gemini collective. Thank you guys so much for being here. Gemini says, a meadow of moments. Bask in the meadow of moments where presents blossom in the simplicity of now. We're always like trying to live an extraordinary life. Like some of us are like super down on ourselves because we're not living this extraordinary life. But in actuality, the ordinary is actually really extraordinary. Like to have an ordinary life with no chaos, no drama, like no, like just to have that peace of mind. Like it might seem really boring to people on the outside, but actually it's really freaking extraordinary. Okay. So it says more adventures, embrace the unknown with curiosity, letting each journey shape our path and wisdom. It says take great care, nurture yourself, prioritize well-being, and tread gently on your journey ahead. It says web of connection. Weave your connections thoughtfully, creating a supportive web that uplifts your personal and professional journey. So definitely don't don't isolate yourself away from people, because sometimes it's not about it's not about what you know, it's about who you know, right? And having a good support group can make a huge difference. So don't shut yourself off from people that like love you and want to be there for you and want to help you. I know a lot of times whenever we're going through something, it's like we shut ourselves away, we shut ourselves off of the people that are trying to be there to support us. Like we withdraw from connections, we withdraw from spending time with people that love us. It's like when we're in a bad mood, somebody with a positive attitude gets on our nerves, right? So until we let them like get in, and then we start laughing, and then we're like, well, why was I even in a bad mood to begin with? But it's the same way when we're going through like something difficult in life. Like if we just isolate ourselves, then we're isolated with that, like we're confined with that feeling, right? So if there's somebody out there that is trying to help, like offer you support, or like, hey, let's go get lunch, or like, hey, let's go do this, like don't tell them no. Like get out and go do something. It'll do a lot for your soul. It'll definitely make you feel better throughout the day to be around people that genuinely care, that are part of your support system. And it says heart's desire. Sing along to your heart song, for it knows what you truly want. Some of you could be going out and doing karaoke. Singing does a lot for the soul in general. Who cares what anybody says about it, right? Like sing like nobody's watching. Who cares? It says fast progress. Move forward with swift precision and do what must be done now. All right. If there's something that you have been holding off because like it might be hard to do, but you know that it needs to be done, like make sure you're doing what you know needs to be done. Even if it seems uncomfortable, like you might be having to have a conversation with somebody, or you might have to like cut somebody off, or like you just know, like what needs to be done. And I think you've been procrastinating that. And the more you procrastinate it, the longer it's going to take to heal, right? And Fantasyland, make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page. That same page thing is huge, because if I say I'm single, right, and I'm out there trying to mingle, like somebody else's single is completely different than my single. Like they might be single with like 3 or 4 other side pieces, but they're not really single. They're like, I don't know, like make sure that you're on the same page. Like make sure that you are explaining yourself, or if you don't understand something, to ask questions like, okay, well, what did you mean by that? Because all the same words, like I say the word taco, and your taco is completely different than my taco, right? Like my taco is like chicken on white, with cilantro, like food truck, street truck status, and somebody else's taco is completely different than my taco. So when we use these words, like all we can do is really relate with each other. Like we'll never really truly understand. All we can do is relate how we feel by what someone else says. So if there's any sort of miscommunications there, like make sure that you try to get those resolved, try to get on the same page, especially if there's some sort of confusion, so that way there is no miscommunication. Hi, Platinum, right? I'm solo and love it. Like I've been single for going on 6 years now. It's the longest ever. Like I went from one relationship to another relationship to another relationship. Like I was extremely codependent, you know, and I had to really take accountability for that and like really look at myself. Okay, why do I keep ending up in these failed relationships? It's because of the cycles, you know, the cycles that I was going through. So I had to really take a step back and put a freaking fork in those spokes so that wheel would stop. So congratulations. There's nothing wrong with being single. You know, when those cute little memes come through and it's like, you're not competing with somebody else, like you're competing with my own peace of mind, right? Like you don't really understand what that means until you really understand what that means. It's like, there's nobody else that's I'm not looking for anybody else. Like if I'm trying to get with you, you're not in competition with anybody else. Like you're in competition with my sense of peace, with my sense of self, right? With my side of the bed, which is the whole bed. So I think a lot of you are embracing that journey as well. And there's nothing wrong with being single on purpose. You know, it's not like you're single because you have no choices. You're single on purpose, you know, which brings a whole totally different vibration. You know, embrace clarity and revelations unfold. Keep an open mind for answers to illuminate the path of understanding. All right, let's get some tarot on this person. Single, celibate, and sober on purpose with purpose. I mean, and you don't have to do all of that, you know, but make sure you're on the same page with the people that you are playing with, you know. I'm like, yeah, you say you're single, but is there somebody out there that thinks that they're your girlfriend? You know what I mean? Like, you'll wake up and have some person all mad at me because I'm hanging out with you. Like, what's going on? You know, make sure that you are on the same page. Oh, so this person was definitely really familiar with your energy. It's like there was probably some sort of codependency attachment. It's like when we end up hooking up with somebody, even if it's toxic, like we have a hard time breaking away from it because we are comfortable in that person's energy, no matter how bad it is. Like sometimes it can be intoxicatingly toxic, you know, where it's like you can't let go of it. Like you're not happy with it, but you can't let go of it, you know. And I think that that's like the stage that this person was in. Like they were intoxicated by that energy, or you were intoxicated by that energy. And they're definitely on a personal transformation. They're trying to gain that independence. I think they were extremely codependent before. Like they were definitely codependent on your energy, maybe codependent on you financially, or just for, you know, like they liked the way you looked next to them. You know, it was like they felt like you were a trophy of some sort. You know, but I think you're definitely working towards that independence, you know, and not that, not like, oh yeah, I'm cool, like I got my own house, I got my own job, I got my own car, but like no, like that's that real sincere independence, you know, like no, I don't need you. If you're in my life, it's because I want you, not because I need you, you know. This person definitely had a lot of codependent issues, codependent tendencies. They didn't want to walk away. They don't want to walk away from you. They don't want to let it go. They're probably going to try one more time. They're probably going to be in your inbox trying to hit you up, you know, to try to get on your good side. But I think you're going to show them a side of you that they ain't seen before, which is that super independent side. It's like, no, I already tried this once, twice, 3 times, you know what I mean? And it ended the same every time. It's like, how many times do we got to do this before we realize that it ain't no good, you know? This person definitely has a lot of feelings for you. They think about you all the time. I think you live in their mind 24/7, you know? They probably thought that they could do better or move on. They thought that they'd be able to get out of it. They thought that they'd be able just to poof, move on and not care, but they are having a real hard time getting out of this. Or you're having a real hard time getting out of this. Good for you, Jennifer. I'm always working on emotional independence, man. Like, I don't know if I've ever truly got it figured out, but I'm definitely work on it. Work in progress. Always a work in progress. Yeah, this person is all over the place emotionally. They're emotionally imbalanced for sure. They don't know how to pour into their own cup. They probably don't know how to speak what it is they truly feel. They probably said a lot of hurtful stuff, you know. But this person is like they're addicted to you. Like you're some sort of like your energy toward to them is like some sort of drug. It's like the 9 Inch Nails song, like you're a perfect drug. You are the perfect drug. Like this person gets intoxicated by your energy. They could be stalking you. They might drive by your work or drive by your house, you know, but this person definitely has some sort of control issues. And I think it's because of their insecurity, because of their lack of self-awareness, and because of their like codependency, you know, that they are super controlling. They might be super possessive, really controlling, you know. Under construction. Ain't none of us perfect, but we're perfectly imperfect, right? The Knight of Cups in reverse. So yeah, this person isn't quite a king. That you got the King of Pentacles in reverse, so they could be financially dependent on other people or other situations, or you could be financially dependent on other people or other situations. They're kind of greedy, you know. They probably keep tabs. Is like if they did something for you, they probably kept tabs of it, you know. And we can't be out here like doing stuff for people and then like holding record of it, you know. It's like, oh well, I did this and this and this and this and this, you know. It's like, well, then why did you even do that if you're just going to hold it over my head? And they're definitely occupied with, like, they're like a clout chaser in some way. They're a clout chaser. Well, thank you very much, Platinum. It's been a long, strange journey for sure. I feel like I've lived 1,000 different lifetimes in this one lifetime, like, no doubt. Yeah, Gemini, this person is in, like, they're intoxicated by you. Like something about your energy, even though it's toxic, it's like intoxicating, and they can't get you off their mind. But they're not going to come forward with that information. They're going to play it off like they're cool, but they're trying to replace you. Like they're trying to seek out other people, you know, to try to get their mind off of you. They're like trying to get on top of somebody else to get over you, but it ain't gonna work like that. And they have no clue about how to do that inner work. You know, this person could but very much be younger than you. Like they don't know anything about doing that shadow work. Like they're definitely on the brink of that dark night of the soul experience, you know, where they're really going to have to go in and start taking accountability. Let's get you a spirit message oracle. I mean, you could have definitely been a catalyst for this person's growth, you know, or they were a catalyst for you. There's no such thing as accident, right? No such thing as coincidence, and no such thing as an accident. Anybody that's put in your life is put there for a reason, right? And lessons ultimately equal a blessing. So eventually it will be for the better. It might not be for the better right now. You might not be able to see that outcome at the moment, but definitely for soul growth, no doubt. It says, make today your new beginning. Try to leave any past mistakes in the past. Don't allow them to weigh you down any longer. Move forward today with confidence and knowing that you have better and brighter days ahead, right? The best is still yet to come. You are worth it, Jennifer. And it says, accept where you are at this moment in time. Only then can you begin to move forward. Be clear about your intentions. This makes it easier for us and the universe to help you. Doors will open unexpectedly. Be ready, right? If you're constantly like throwing a drag about the situation that you're in right now, that's like it clamps it off the universe. The universe only says that is correct. Here is some more of whatever it is that you're thinking. So if you're like, my situation sucks, my situation sucks, my situation sucks, like all like no one loves me, they all just use me, you know what I mean? I don't have enough money. Like the universe only says that that is correct. Here's some more of whatever it is that you're thinking. It doesn't go like, oh, poor Hita, I know you don't mean that. You mean the exact opposite of that. Like it doesn't differentiate between those emotions. It just gives you more of whatever it is that you're feeling. So the more time that you spend in gratitude, that's why they always like preach about gratitude and about acceptance and about like not toxic positivity. I don't like the toxic positivity because I mean we're human. So but that's why it works that way. So the more time that you can be in gratitude for the now, the more the universe will throw more things to be grateful for, right? That's why it works that way. All right, let's go on to the Cancer Collective. Cancer. Oh, I did it again. I should just get rid of that one. Let me see. Delete this. I push the button and then go to that one. There we go. All right. Cancer. Hi, Cancer. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're in, and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit the little like button and subscribe. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me. Okay, big bada boom, chicken good, multipass. All right. All right. So we all know that sometimes it's really hard to see how bad a situation is until after it's over, right? Until after you've gotten out of it and you're able to like reflect on what was really going down. Like I've been in some situations where, you know, everybody told me that it was toxic. Everybody told me like, I can't believe you're doing this, or I can't believe that you're letting this happen, you know, or, you know, like I heard a lot of outside reflection for what my situation, for what sort of situation I was in, but I couldn't see it because I was in the middle of it, right? Like we don't realize that we're in the middle of a tornado if we're in the eye of the storm. It's like it's all calm in the eye of the storm, you know? So now that you've come out of that situation and you've been able to reflect on what was really good, like what was like how bad it really was, how much it really hurt, you know, how much you really gave excuses for. It's like, now what? Now what do you do? Now what do you got going on? Right, Jennifer? You speak the positive into the existence. That is for true. Universe, right? Uni is one, and then verse like is you know, self-talk. Universe is self-talk. Like that's the most important conversations that we have throughout the day are the ones that we have with ourselves. For sure. So now what? Now what, Cancer? Flame of courage. Ignite the flame of courage, lighting the path of bravery amidst the shadows of fear. So some of you guys might be embarking on a new adventure. And it says, worth the effort. Embrace the challenge as opportunities for growth. Knowing your dedication will lead you to rewarding discoveries. So yeah, you might really be embarking on some sort of new like love experience or like a healing path, you know, because you know that you're worth it, because you figured out that you deserve better than what you've allowed yourself to have, right? The labyrinth of choices. Chart your course through the perplexing labyrinth of choices, embracing each turn as a part of your complex journey. We are the author of our own Choose Your Own Adventure book. Except for we can't go back to page 42 and like redo a different outcome, right? We can write a different outcome in the present moment, but we can't go back to the future and change anything. All we have is the ability to rewrite our outcome. So if you're wanting to write a different outcome, now is the best time to start. Right now, okay? Spiritual retreat. Seek solitude to reconnect with your inner wisdom and emerge rejuvenated. So some of y'all are definitely coming out like of this rebirth. It might be a soul rebirth, especially with all these eclipses. I think tomorrow is the last eclipse of the season. So with all of this eclipse season and whatnot going on in the universe, it's definitely time for rebirth. I think we have several rebirths within our lifetime. I don't think that there's just one birth and one death. I think that we die and are born several different times, like in a rebirth cycle in different situations, like the coming out of the dark night of the soul is definitely a sense of rebirth, like taking back your power, is a sense of rebirth, like that's rebirthing you. You're turning into a phoenix, right? Emerging dawn. Trust that every ending is another beginning coming in disguise. Things can't be born without something dying. Like something has to go in order for something new to come in. Like something has to be let go of in order for there to be something new that comes. It's like part of the death and rebirth cycle, and only after things have been let go of can there be new energies brought in. And I think that you are in the rebirth phase. Like you are coming out of the ashes as a phoenix. You might have been in all kinds of confusion or self-doubt, or feeling that, that you weren't worthy of the type of love that you really, really want, but you have become clearly aware of your self-worth, like clearly aware of what it is that you will or will not tolerate. By learning what it is that we never want again, we definitely learn what we do want. Like I know that I don't want to be the ugliest part of myself. That like I've seen myself in the most ugliest. I've been the ugliest version of myself that I never want to see myself go through again. I never want to be that girl that is laying there next to somebody that I don't trust, like saying that I do, like, oh, like kissing them like, oh, I forgive you, baby, I forgive you, but then going to sleep, like tossing and turning, knowing damn well that I didn't believe them and didn't forgive them, just lying to myself. Like I never want to be that version of myself that is driving by someone else's house, like where is this motherfucker at, like I never want to put myself in that position to be the ugliest me that I've been. And I think that you have come out of the darkness of like your ugliest self, of the ugliest that you've ever been to yourself or that you've allowed happen to you, and like you are realizing exactly what you never want again. Like you never want to have to feel like you got to go through someone's phone, like if I got to go through your phone, then it's over, there ain't no point in staying, like you never want to feel like you can't trust the person that you're with. Like if they go to a store or something, you're like, did you really go to the store? Like what did you do on the way? Or you don't want to come home and be questioned by the person that you're with. Well, where'd you go? How come you were 5 minutes later than you were supposed to be? Like I know you're screwing this person, or you're doing this, or you're doing that. It's like you've already been there and done that through those situations. So you ain't having it no more, like once you get so fed up of those type of situations and you're like, nah, like I'm not doing that ever again, then you've got that's how we get that self-love, that self-awareness, that really fine-tuning our intuition, by tuning into those frequencies. We're like, no, like if it even remotely feels like that, like I know where this is going. And you're not going to be scared to cut someone off if it feels like that, or if you feel like you are turning back to that version of yourself. It's like you're not going back to any of those old versions of yourself. Release and renew, embracing the flow of letting go to welcome renewal, allowing new energy to shape your path, right? Like you're open to receive, but you're definitely aware of what it feels like when it ain't good, like if your intuition is telling you like, nah, we just ain't clicking, you know what I mean? Like there's something off about you. Like you're not even trying to question like, well, what if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? What if I'm wrong? You're like, nah, something don't feel right. I'm cool. Like you're not letting yourself talk yourself into getting into a situationship just because, well, what if I'm wrong? Because you want to feel love, because you want to have this relationship work out, or you don't want to hurt someone else's feelings. It's like you're not trying to hurt your own feelings by keeping someone else happy anymore. right? And that's a good place to be. That's how we really find people that are aligned with our authentic self. Yeah, you've definitely gone through a lot of breakthroughs. You got breakthrough, navigating life's many twists and turns with elegance and resistance and resilience. Yeah, I think you're coming through a huge, huge spiritual awakening and understanding, right? Like you're definitely, like, you definitely know what you don't want no more, what you will not tolerate no more. A lot of times we'll keep quiet just to keep the peace, even though someone disrespected us, or they were like backhanded compliments, or just being like shitty to us in general. Like, we laugh it off, we play like it's all good, and then we'll go over it in our mind over and over again. And because we didn't say anything at that time that it happened, the person that did it to us took it as consent, right? Oh, well, you're just consenting for me to act like this. So they continue acting like that, and then you continue like going over it in your mind, and you ain't doing that no more. So that's good. That's what's up. You are not consenting to any shitty behavior. I will not consent. Viva la resistance. Yeah, you're definitely doing the inner work. You're doing that inner work, that shadow work, that real tough shadow work, You might feel a little disconnected from the outside world or from people in general. Like, you have this sense of like disconnected, but when you're disconnected from other people, that means you're more connected to yourself. So there's nothing wrong with that. When you disconnect, when you unplug from how other people feel, from other people's energies, from people pleasing, when you unplug from those things, you plug into you. So yeah, the person that you were with before, is you got the Temperance in reverse. You've got the Four of Cups in the upright. So they're definitely reminiscing. They are throwing a pity party for sure. They might be trying to blame you. Their emotions is all out of whack. They're all over the place. They're imbalanced as fuck. They could have alcohol addictions. That could have been like a huge part of the problem. Maybe y'all only got along when you drank. Like, you guys were only together, you only had a good time like when you were out partying. But it's like, as soon as one of y'all got sober or something, then like the fighting began. And it was like never like, you guys didn't get along with the sober mind. You only got along with some sort of mind altering substance. Like, you built that bond around like partying. There's definitely a lack of commitment, and they do feel like it's over. Like, there is definitely a completion. Like, there's no more, there's nothing else to be done with this cycle with this person. Like, you have completed whatever it was that you needed to learn from that situation. There's definitely completion there. Even from their part, they feel like it's completed. You might feel frustrated, or they feel frustrated. They feel frustrated because they feel like you did them an injustice, that how could you walk away from me? How could you choose yourself over me? They didn't think it was fair the way that you walked out or the way that you left. But who cares, right? They're not going to come forward with an apology, though. They've got too much pride in the way. They have real strong personal beliefs. They really think that it was your fault, that they didn't do anything wrong. I think this person refuses to take accountability for whatever part they played in this situation. I don't think they see how bad it really was. Like, they're still living in the past, so they don't get it. This person definitely don't get it. you guys don't have the same moral compass or personal values. Like you guys aren't on the same page. Maybe you once were back in the day when y'all were partying or, you know, going out clubbing or doing whatever. But with this new version of you, like you guys are definitely not in alignment, because they were in alignment with the old version of you, the old version that would let people be disrespectful, or that would be okay with being disrespected. Like you're not in alignment with this person no more, and they can feel it. They feel that you aren't in alignment, you know, but they're having a hard time letting go with that the three of swords. They're having a real hard time. Like they feel real heartbroken by it. They don't know how to let it go. So they're probably going to be all up in your shit. You know, I don't think that they're going to let you go smoothly, you know. Like they're probably going to throw a pity party. They will probably try to come back several different times to try to get it to work out. This person's not going to leave you alone easy. Like you're not going to get, like you don't have that clean like break, you know. Like there's definitely going to be it's going to take a lot of standing on your boundaries for this person to get the hint. Let's get you a spirit message oracle. Spirit message oracle. Accept where you are at this moment in time. Only then can you begin to move forward. Be clear about your intentions. This makes it easier for us and the universe to help you. Doors will open unexpectedly. Be ready. It says, don't allow negative emotions to fester. If you are feeling frustrated, angry, or hurt, for example, just acknowledge that instead of fighting your feelings. Go with them and work with them. Then true healing can really begin. Right? Like, don't just sweep it under the rug. Like, try to figure out why you feel a certain sort of way, like why something triggers you, or why, you know, like why you were okay with whatever was not working out between you guys before. Like why did you let them, you know, do that over and over again, you know. Like really taking accountability and like self-reflection of how we let these things happen in our life is like really how we learn how to change them. It's like if something's happening that we don't like, you know, and it continues to happen, you know, then we have to understand how we're letting that happen. Like how are we enabling those things to happen to us, right? So learning to break those patterns takes a huge amount of inner accountability, like huge amounts of honesty, like honesty with yourself. And then like we don't know we don't know that something's wrong until we know, and then we can't fix it unless we know it, right? But once you know it, then it makes it a whole lot easier to make changes so that it doesn't happen again. All right, let's go on to the Leo collective. Leo. Leo, Leo, Leo. I always think that I'm going to get on here and do like quick readings. It never happens that way. Let me get a drink real quick. All right. Hi, Leo. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit the little like button and subscribe either on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom, chicken good. Okay. Multi-pass. Leo. So the title of this reading is You Didn't Know How Bad It Was Until You Were Out of It, right? So now what? A lot of times we don't realize how bad it is until we're out of it. And then we like look back and we're like, whoa, you know, like I can see why people were telling me this, or I can see why people were asking me these questions, you know. But when we're in the middle of it, it's really hard to see the chaos that we're in because we're in it, you know. So now what? Now what do we do? Yeah, and remember, roles can be reversed, right? Roles can be reversed, and if it doesn't resonate, that's all right. Check your other placements. Leo. Now what for Leo? The veil of illusion has been lifted, and sorrow heals. In heartache's shadow, growth awaits. Let pain refine, not define you, as brighter days are promised, right? Like, don't let pain become your identity. Okay, I know a lot of times we get addicted to that part of our identity, like we identify ourselves as our trauma. Okay, which is just in some ways recreating that story within ourselves. So don't let that pain be your identity, right? Like, I know that when I was homeless, like, that became my identity. I was a road dog. That was my identity. I was proud of being on the road. I was proud of being this grungy, like, street freaking, like, punk rock chick. That became my identity. Like, a lot of people that are out there on the street that are homeless like that is like they have this weird sense of pride about it, right? So don't let it become your identity. You are definitely divinely guided. Trust the wisdom of the universe and remain open to receive guidance as you journey through life's mysteries. And real promise. Release the chains of the past and dance to the rhythm of possibility. So I think some of you have a situation that really, like, changed you. There was the you before this happened, and then the you after, right? And you always go back to that moment in time. It's like that is the moment in time that you always go back to. You always go back to this part of that trauma, or this part of whatever happened. you know um we have to learn how to not relive those situations, because that's part of, like, PTSD and anxiety and those type of things, is because our mind is going through that situation. Like, when we relive that situation over and over again in our mind, our body doesn't know that we're not there, so our body reacts in the exact same way as it did as if we were actually present in that moment. So we have to learn how to let our body know that we're not living there anymore. I think some of you are still living in that trauma. Like, you probably go through it in your mind on a regular basis, on a daily basis, and your body reacts the same way that it did when it was happening, because it doesn't know that you are safe in the present moment. It doesn't know that you aren't living in that situation in the now. So we have to be really we have to let our body know that we aren't living in that situation anymore. Divine timing. You've got 2 divine timing cards here. So be patient. Some of the things take time to manifest fully into your life. I feel like some of you are just waiting for that release, waiting to be free of this thing that has identified you, this pain that has identified you. And one of the ways I learned how to release pain is by turning it into power, right? Like, that's why I wrote the book that I wrote. That's why once I wrote this book, it took away all of the power that my past had over me. All of the pain that the past had over me, it took it away, because now it is now in the form of purpose and power, right? Like, I went through that situation so that I can help other people learn how to navigate that situation. Like, try to find some way to flip the script on that painful experience. There might be somebody out there that really needs your help, because they might be going through it in the present moment right now. You might have gone through that experience specifically for the fact that you are going to have to help somebody, like maybe one of your children, or like your best friend or something, learn how to navigate through that experience themselves. So try to find some way to turn all that happened into a creative outlet. And that's how you take the power away from it being pain and turn it into purpose, is you find that creative outlet for the experiences that shaped that trauma. But I think that you are very much still, like, relive. I don't know, what is that movie where the ghosts, it's like an old 80s movie where the ghosts relive that where he killed his wife like over and over again until somebody comes in and steps in and changes it. High Spirits, right? Like that movie High Spirits, it's like it just keeps reliving and reliving and reliving that one traumatic event, you know. And in order to change that having control over you, you've got to do something different with that energy. Like at one point in my life, like I was like they diagnosed me with CPTSD, and it's because I was constantly reliving these traumas that had happened to me. And it drove me crazy because I knew, like subconsciously, I knew that I was still letting that person have control over my every single day. It's like not only did they have control over my life while it was happening, it's like they still continued to have control over my mind, over my spirit, over like everything in my life, because I kept reliving that experience over and over again, you know. And I finally had a real good deep talking with myself, like, no, we are going to go outside. Like, we're going to go outside. Like, what's the worst that's going to happen, you know? We are going to go into places where there's people. Okay. Like, who cares if they show up, you know? Like, we can't let them control our life anymore. It's like they've controlled it for so long already. We can't let them control our life no more. Yeah, I think that you are still in the healing. Like, you're still trying to figure out how to turn that pain into purpose, you know, and not let it identify you anymore. You know, you got the Fool in reverse. If you're wondering if a person's going to come back into your life, they're not taking that leap. They're not coming back. It's probably a good thing that they don't come back. You know, especially if some of you are scared of them coming back. Like, they're not coming back. There's definitely a very serious personal transformation there. You know, and there is still some unfinished business. Like, it's not completed yet. Like, I think you're in the process of completing it, of completing that cycle. Like, it feels like it's a cycle inside of your mind and inside of your spirit, you know? Like, you just relive the situation. I think you're in the process of trying to close that out, but I don't think that you have completely completed that process. Yeah, it does take many years. Like, I mean, there's no time limit as far as like how, you know, like one person's healing to another. Like, we all go through things at our own pace, with our own understanding, with our, you know, with our own spiritual evolution. So there's no shame in the fact that you haven't healed this yet, you know, but it definitely hasn't been healed yet. You know, and it kind of feels like there's a lack of direction. Like, you're not sure where to go. You're not sure how to turn that situation into purpose and power. But I swear to you, if you give it some sort of meaning, like you assign it that meaning, like, okay, I went through everything that I went through throughout my life so that I could be at this moment right here, right? So that I could share my experiences, so I could share my growth, you know, so I could share um, hope and positivity that you can get through it. Like, once I found out about being a starseed, like before I learned the phrase starseed, I was definitely like, I lived in victimhood continuously. Like, everything happened to me. Like, why is this happening to me? Why am I not good enough? Why do I feel, you know, so taken advantage of? Why did I have to go through so many different things? Like, and I definitely felt a lot of sorrow for my journey, you know. And then when I found out that I was a starseed, or found the term starseed, I was like, wait, so you mean like I'm a volunteer that came here to volunteer to offset the balance of negativity, so I could transform that energy, transmute that energy, and turn it into pain and purpose? You know, once I gave it an actual assignment, and even if it's not true, even if there's no such thing as a star seed and I'm all making it up in my head, you know what I mean? It gave me hope that not everything that I had been through was for nothing, you know. Like, I actually was here on a mission. You know, I have this mission to help the planet, to spread love throughout the ley lines of the planet. Like, it helped me transform all of the things that I had been through in my past into purpose and power. So now I have purpose. I have power behind all of those things, you know? Because without that, it would just be like, why did that happen? You know? So maybe some of y'all need to do some volunteer work with some kind of like outreach program, you know, for like domestic violence, or like an outreach for like helping people that have been in the same situation that you're healing from, you know. And that's the way that you get your justice. That's how you move out of that energy, is by transmuting it into something else. You're the only one that gets to decide that. You're the only one that can take that pain and turn it into power. But as far as this past person goes, they feel like there's unfinished business with you, you know. They're not going to come forward. Like, they don't know how to come forward. They would like to apologize for their part of the role that they played, you know, but they're definitely nostalgic. They're living in the past. They're reminiscing, you know, but they're not taking any action whatsoever. If you're wondering about a past person, they definitely lack self-discipline. They don't have any sort of direction. Like, they don't even know where to start. They would, like, if they found the opportunity with the Page of Cups there, they would take the opportunity. If they saw an open door of opportunity, they would take it. But for now, they're just letting it rest. You know, they're giving it up, letting it rest. I think they know that you need self-care, or you just know that you need self-care. But yeah, there'd just be, if they came forward right now, it would just repeat that cycle. It would just repeat it all over again. And I think you've done too much healing already. Like, you might not feel healed enough yet, which is okay, but you've done a lot more healing than you know. And if this person came back into your life, it would just start it back over at ground zero. So fuck that, son. All right, let's get you a spirit message oracle card. Yeah, it took me, like 40 years, 39, 40 years to try to untie them knots, so there's no judgment here. And I'm still not healed. You know, they were like, oh, I have not arrived yet. Like, I'm better than I was, but I don't think there's actually any sort of like, oh, I've arrived. I'm like floating on cloud 9. Like, everything is perfectly fine. Like, no, I still find myself in, you know, like very human moments. It's okay to be human. That's what we're human, you know? Ain't none of us like super humans. So no matter how much you are being tested or pushed right now, stand your ground and push back. Believe in your own integrity and self-worth so much that no one can get in your way. Have the confidence to move forward. You can and will do this. It says, when a door doesn't open, don't waste your energy trying to make it open. It is closed for a reason. You are being redirected to something far bigger and better. Endings are part of the cycle of life. They make way for the wonderful new beginnings and opportunities. All right. Let's go on to the Virgo collective. VIRGO. Oops. Buttons. Virgo. Hi, Virgo. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit the little like button on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me, okay? Big bada boom, chicken good, multi-pass. All right. Virgo. Let's see what we got for Virgo, Team Virgo. Well, that writing, like even if you don't ever let anybody else see it, like writing in that book and putting things down on paper will it'll release some of that you've been holding on to. And with your generation, like your generation, mom, like you didn't have all of the resources available to you like we do now. Like there's not there, you guys didn't have internet and like all of these different like ways to learn how to heal yourself. Like the idea of transmuting like pain into purpose and stuff like that wasn't a very widely known. It was like, no, you're supposed to shush and put it under the carpet. Like, what are you crying for? Like, whack. Like you were allowed to feel things. So every generation is different. We all have different, like there's so much more available to like my child than there was when I was a child. And same thing goes for my mom and her mom's mom. Like if I think about like the older generations, like how much they just had to like swallow and never express and like keep to themselves. And like all the generational trauma that happened, like the Spanish flu and the Great Depression and the world wars and stuff like that. Like there was a lot that they had to repress. And nowadays it's not as much like that. So all we can do is hope for the best for our future generations, like keep planting seeds of understanding, of unconditional love and conscious understanding, and like really trying to help people learn how powerful they really are within themselves. Like they are living, breathing representations of God, which is freaking amazing. All right, Virgo. Sorry. So now that we don't really see how bad something is until we're out of it usually. And this could be a multitude of different things. This could be a job. You didn't see how toxic your job was. You didn't see how toxic a relationship was. You didn't see, that could be said for a lot of different things, But now that you are out of it and you've been able to do the inner reflection, now what? Now what? So staying in the flow, surrender to the rhythm of life, remaining open to opportunities and lessons as they naturally unfold. And resurrection, shake off the past and rise again. Reinvent yourself and you will rise up from the ashes even more powerfully. That's what happens when we are reborn. Anytime that we're reborn spiritually, we are reborn stronger. Like rock bottom teaches us more lessons, and like we become more powerful by coming out of rock bottom than being on top of any mountain ever will. Even though rock bottom feels like crap, we learn the most. We learn the most by coming out of those situations. And hidden key, put together the pieces piece by piece to reveal the bigger picture, and don't hide any ugly pieces of it. A lot of us try to sweep the ugly parts of our personality or the bad things that we've done. We try to sweep it under the carpet and pretend like it doesn't exist, but without those pieces, that picture will not be whole. It's like, have you ever seen a puzzle with that's missing a piece or two? It's like it looks just funky, it's out of place. Like those missing pieces are important. So don't try to hide away any of those pieces, And there's something that comes with owning everything that you have done, everything that you have ever, like the most shameful stuff that you have ever done, like facing those skeletons in your closet and really doing that inner work comes with it a power and a richness that nobody can take from you. Like nobody can steal, nobody can throw anything in your face that you wouldn't acknowledge, like there's nothing that anybody could say about you or to you that will bother you, because once you've accepted everything within inside yourself, there's nothing that they could take from you. There's nothing that they could use against you, Then your goat is ungettable. Your chain is unyankable. That's like true richness that nobody could take. It's like, yeah, I did that. And if you didn't, it's like, no, I didn't. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to go around explaining yourself or trying to, like fix your reputation or to, like any of that stuff. You just kick back like, yeah, I did that, or no, I didn't. That's why, like, I'm so super open in my book. Like, there's a lot of embarrassing things in there, that I didn't want to admit, much not to myself, much less to the whole entire world. But I mean, it's true. It's like, did it happen? Yeah, it did. I did do that. I did that, and once you own everything that you have ever done or anything that you have ever, been through, then there are no skeletons in your closet that you got to hide from. Then you could be your true authentic self. Like, you ain't got to hide, It says answers unfold. Keep your mind open and be willing to learn from this experience. Right? The only mistakes we make in life are the ones we don't learn from. If we honestly don't know that something is wrong, then how are we supposed to change it? If we don't know what we're doing is wrong, we don't know that what we did was wrong, then how are we supposed to change something? But once we figure out that what we're doing is wrong, like once we like learn, like the only mistakes we make in life are the ones we don't learn from. So if we made a mistake and we learned from it, then it's not a mistake. It's a lesson, and that's valuable. There ain't nothing wrong with that. It's the ones that we play on repeat, that we continuously do over and over again, that we don't learn from. Those are the mistakes we make in life. Otherwise, it's not a mistake. It's actually a lesson, which is ultimately a blessing. It says the river of release. Drift along the river of release, where water carries away burdens, guiding us towards renewal. So yeah, release any guilt or shame or, anger that you have at yourself or another. Like, releasing those energies will uplift your spirit like a million times, tenfold. Spiritual retreat. Seek solitude to reconnect with your inner wisdom and emerge rejuvenated. I really feel that a lot of my Virgo collective is going through a time of rebirth, Rebirth. Everybody is in this rebirth cycle. And I think we have several of them throughout our lifetime. Unwavering faith. Stand firm in your beliefs. Your steadfast spirit guides you through uncertainty. Like, if you are questioning something, like you don't know the answer for something, like go inside yourself and you will always find the answer that you are looking for. Sometimes you might not like the answer you're looking for, but you'll have the answer. Like, we always have the answers. It's usually when we go against ourselves that we end up real angry or, like that much more bitter, is because we didn't go with our own intuition. It says new worlds. There are many more things for you to do, for you to discover. So don't give up. It says steady progress. Move with different care, with deliberate care, as patient and attentiveness guide you to thoughtful achievements. And Fantasyland. Make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page. Like, miscommunication, like, I think of all the grief that's caused through miscommunication, because the only way that we have to exchange our thoughts is through like our words, and words are they can be so misrepresented, like, it's, if we could just touch one another and like express how we truly feel or what we truly think, then like no one would be able to lie. There would be no miscommunication. I think miscommunication is like a huge part of the amount of grief we have in this world. It's because we're so disconnected. They're like separation is really an illusion, but at the same time, like, we only have our words in order to communicate with each other, unless you're like really like vibrationally in tuned, but even then can be miscommunicated. A miscommunication causes a lot of our problems in this world. It says adapt and thrive. So yeah, if you don't understand somebody, or if if like you're having a conversation, and you're like, well, wait, did what I heard you say was this, and then repeat back to them what you heard or what you feel like they were saying, give somebody a chance to like re-explain themselves, because sometimes people have a hard time explaining themselves. They don't know how to put their emotions into, human words. So if you find yourself in some sort of disagreement or an argument, like try to make sure that you're on the same page with somebody. And frost of stillness. Embrace the stillness where the calm of icy pause, reflective clarity is found, right? Only when we're silent and only when we are outside of a situation can we reflect on a situation. Like, we can't really see a picture clearly while we're in it, right? That's why stepping away from a painting or some sort of art project is usually like helps you see your creative process better. The same thing happens when we're in life too. Like, we can't see something when we're in it, That's why a lot of times we'll be like, man, I should have said this. Like, we'll have conversations in our head. We're like, well, I should have said this, or I should have said that, or I shouldn't have said this, or I could have said this way. It's like, once we're out of the situation, then we can reflect on it. And I really think that you are in a time of reflection right now, Virgo. A time of reflection, contemplation, and reflection. Thank you, Goodman. If you have not checked out Goodman's mixes, please go give Goodman a holla and a falla. Say I said hello. Hello. All right. Oh, so there was somebody that you were dealing with in the past that was very manipulative. You got the Magician in the reverse. So this person has all the tools. Like, they have all the tools available, but they don't know how to use them tools. There's a lot of misinterpretation, not a lot of accountability. There's a lack of confidence. Could be, it even says narcissism on that card. So you could have been dealing with somebody that had narcissistic tendencies. Like, they definitely took their personal failures out on you. That if they didn't achieve something, then it was your fault somehow or another. Even if you weren't the one that cut them, they still bled all over you. It's like even if you weren't the one that cheated on them, like, they still accused you of all the things that had happened to them in the past. Like, they got their priorities all kinds of in a jumble, in a bunch. This person definitely doesn't have their priorities straight. They're trying. They're definitely juggling. They might be juggling you and another person. And they think that they're being just. They got the justice card there, so they think that they're doing right, or that they've done right by you, or they might even tell you like, oh, well, I've done this and this and this for you. But it's like, if you're doing all of that to keep tabs, then you weren't really doing it for me. You were doing it as an unwritten contract. Like, you had assumptions about what I was supposed to do because you did this for me. It's like, there's definitely somebody holding what they've done for you over your head. Yeah, and there's definitely an emotional loss there. They might not have as much feelings for you as they once did, or you don't have as much feelings for them as you once did. This person's they're very moody. They have a lot of mood swings. The Knight of Cups in reverse. They're moody, they're impulsive. And they're ready to throw in the white towel, or they think that you've thrown in the white towel. There's some very, very deep wounds there. There might be a lack of trust, a lack of commitment. There's a lack of feeling. Queen of Swords. Yeah, there's definitely a lack of feeling. They might throw a bunch of words. They might throw a bunch of truth, but it might be truths that are meant to hurt, which is which is not, that's like the negative side of truth, right? Like we can't just be telling people truths that are meant to hurt them, you know. If it's a byproduct of the truth, then that's one thing, but if it's truths meant to hurt somebody, that's a whole other deal. They can be very financially independent or very financially dependent, I mean. Yeah, this person has a lot of, they lack faith. They lack their own inner knowing. Like they probably put a lot of their feelings as your responsibility. Like it's your responsibility to make them feel a certain way. You know, they're greedy. They could be greedy with their with you, with their time, with their possessions. And they might conceal it as like self-protection. You know, like, no, I got to make sure that, you know, like this is mine because this is mine. Like if anybody else has it, then I won't have none, you know? They could be a hoarder. Yeah, but this person is definitely emotionally manipulative. Or that's you. I mean, roles can always be reversed, or that's they view you that way. Let's get you a spiritual message, spiritual oracle message. Boop, boop, boop. Says, when there are questions you need assistance with, go inward. Sit with yourself, meditate on the question, and ask for our help. Then trust your intuition, as most often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you intuitively. We are with you always, right? And they can't just come in and meddle in your affairs. Like you have to actually give them permission. Like they're like your spirit guides, your angels, whatever, are sitting on the sidelines, like waiting for you to ask for help. All right, because they can't just come in and do things for you. We have free will, so they can't meddle in our free will and do the thing for us. But if you ask them for help, then they are always there to help you. It says, count all of your blessings, even the small ones. Show gratitude and appreciation for all that you have in your life and all that has yet to come into it. Your best days are still ahead of you. Isn't that a wonderful thought? No, I'm not getting sick. I'm not smishing. Mom. All right. Let's go on to the Libra. Libra. Hi, Libra. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Happy birthday, Team Libra. My birthday is tomorrow. Woo, woo, Team Libra. All right. So what now? Now that you've seen all that you've seen and you've learned all that you've learned, like now what? Now what do we got going on? What's up for Team Libra? Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me, okay? Big bada boom, chicken good, multi-pass. Team Libra. What now for Team Libra? What do we got? Spiritual retreat. Seek solitude to reconnect with your inner wisdom and emerge rejuvenated. That rebirth. Thank you very much. Hi, River Song. Says Dreamweaver. Dreaming and imagining, bringing your powerful vision into reality. Woo woo. Conscious creative beings, right? Like we go through most of our life being conscious creative beings that are continuously creating unconsciously, but when we flip that script, man, we flip that script and become conscious of our creative self, then it's a whole other ball game, right? It says getting better. Growth is a journey, not a destination, right? It is not like, okay, I've arrived, you know, like it is an ongoing process of learning and transmuting. You know, welcome improvements one step at a time. We never know the importance of little steps until like you see that meme that's got the ladder, right? And there's like this one step that's giant, and then there's a little step, and it's like you can't get to that giant step because you can't even reach it. So the importance of little steps, man. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate the birthday wishes. Woo woo. Says almost there. Persist with faith, for you are on the brink of a breakthrough. Your efforts are about to bear fruit. So whatever it is that you've been manifesting, like you flip that switch from being a unconscious creator to being a conscious creator, and you are definitely about to see the fruits of your labor. The TARDIS River, right? Wish granted. The outcome might not be exactly what you want, but it is what you need. So Libra, whatever you've been wishing for, whatever you've been manifesting, I think you're definitely starting to see that come into fruition. Sorrow heals. In heartache's shadow, growth awaits. Let pain the glare. It says, in heartache's shadow, growth awaits. Let pain refine, not define you, as brighter days are promised. Right? We've been talking about growth and doing that shadow work and all of that stuff this whole video so far. No putting the brakes on. No brakes. And hidden keys, there's that puzzle piece again. So don't hide any of the ugly pieces of you. You know, don't try to sweep any of that. Like, don't, when we got skeletons in our closet that we are ashamed of, then we can't even fully love ourselves completely. You know, like, how can we expect somebody else to love us completely if we aren't even being completely honest with ourselves, you know? But I think that you are definitely going through a huge breakthrough. You know, you got Crystal of Clarity, illuminating your path with openness and insight, readying yourself for newfound understanding of content. Ready to be ready to be ready to be ready. Following that path of least resistance. So Libra, I definitely think you guys are on some major breakthroughs. You know, thrive and believe, embrace growth and trust in the promise. Keep an open mind. Answers reveal the path to fulfillment. So whatever it is that you've been manifesting, whatever it is that you've been trying to create, you're definitely going to be seeing a breakthrough here. I think you've been doing a lot of that shadow work, and you have a worthy goal. So if you're wondering if, you know, like if there's even any point in it, you're like, am I doing this for, like, what am I doing this for? Like, you're doing it for you, Libra. Who cares what anybody else says, right? It's like when I wrote my book, I didn't care. I was like, man, ain't nobody gonna listen to my story, you know? Like, who am I gonna inspire? What is my story going to inspire? But I was inspired to write a story, so I figured that somebody out there would be inspired by my story, right? But if it didn't happen, it didn't happen. But either way, I did it. So it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Do it for you. If you do it for you and don't care about what other people say, or how they react, then you won't be disappointed. You don't have any sort of attachment to the outcome, you know? If you release the attachment to an outcome, then you're free to receive because you don't have your mind clamped on one specific thing. It says answers unfold. Keep your mind open and be willing to learn from this experience. Like, what is this teaching me? What did I learn about myself? You know, what did I learn about myself through this experience? What did this teach me? Or what is this trying to teach me? What is my higher self trying to show me about myself right now? But I think you're going to be having a lot of those, like if you've been pondering, you know, you've been questioning, you've been asking questions, you've been on that inner search, you're definitely going to get the answers that you've been seeking. You're definitely going to have that knowing, you know, that vision. If you've been confused, like, you're not going to be confused anymore. Like, you're going to see a straight path. Like, there's just going to be like things are going to be brighter. Like you'll see like one path might make you feel a little bit like, maybe. And then there's this other path that like ignites your soul on fire. And you're like, go with the one that lights your soul on fire. If there's like doubt, if you're like, I don't know, if it doesn't like spark your creativity, definitely seek out the things that light your soul on fire, that bring out that happiness, that inner child. It says gentle release. Let yourself surrender to the flow of life's mysteries and current. Yeah, I think you're just going with the flow right now, Libra. You're waiting to see your manifestations unfold. Like I think you're starting to see some of the progress of your spiritual journey. Like you're really like you're coming through the other side of that dark night of the soul tunnel, right? Like you've done a lot of inner reflection, a lot of inner work, like you're starting to see the benefits of that inner work. Like you're starting to feel that inner peace from the reflection that you've been doing, from the accountability that you've taken, from the mindset changes that you've made in your life. Hi Pixie, this is Pixie. He is my co-host. I love him. You're definitely seeing the changes, not only in like you feel them on the inside, but you also see them on the outside. Like you see the peace that you've created, like you see that how the mindset of peace has created on your outside, because you did the internal work, because you've focused so much on being peaceful and remaining calm, and not letting things trigger you, or not responding the way that you used to, like not taking things personally, being impeccable with your word, not having assumptions, like not having assumptions and like not assuming things, like releases a lot of pressure all by itself. When you don't assume stuff, like assume just as ask you me, right? That makes assume. So when you release the assumptions about people, places, things, situations, outcomes, experiences, it leaves it open for what it naturally is supposed to be, instead of opening you up for disappointment because it wasn't what you assumed it to be, right? Let's get you some tarot. He's going to try to climb under the sheets now. He always does that. Here, just go under there. Just go. Go in there. Go in there. There you go. That's why not having assumptions makes life so much easier, because then you aren't fixated on a specific outcome because you had this assumption or an expectation about it. An expectation is an assumption. That's like another word for assumption, is expectation. So when you release those things, then you are actually open to receive the natural outcome, and it could be better than whatever you expected. Or if it wasn't what you had your mind on, then you won't be disappointed, right? If you release expectation or assumptions. Yeah, never assume anything. Ask you me when you assume. What does the tarot have to say? The moon. Some of you guys could have been dealing with the Pisces, but there's definitely some sort of an illusion, mystery, dreams, intuition. Like you could be really tapped into your dreams right now. Like you could be doing a lot of work on the astral level. You could be having prophetic dreams or tapping into that like clairvoyant. The veil between worlds is really thin right now. So you could definitely be having some sort of like increased intuitive, like an upgrade to your intuition, an upgrade to your senses, like you've leveled up, like you're leveling up. Put 5 on charisma, roll a natural D20, You're definitely in the sense of mental clarity. You know, if anybody from your past, you see them clearly, you see the situation clearly, like you are definitely you've got a sharp mind. You're not engaging in any sort of shenanigans. You know, you've done a lot of soul searching and introspection. Like you see the past very clearly, you know, like probably from multiple different perspectives. Like not only do you see it from your shoes, you can see it from how it might feel in someone else's shoes. You know, if the person that you were dealing with before, you might have some unfinished business. There might be a little bit or a sense of unfinished business from the past, like a sense of uncompleted karmic contracts. But that's just a sense of it. That doesn't mean that it's actually, like, that doesn't make it the reality. Like you get to decide if it's completed or not, right? You're the only one that can decide what you learned from that, or what specific lessons you were supposed to learn from those things. No one else has that power. Right, River Song? You know, the person that you were dealing with in the past could have been very controlling, or you were very controlling over the situation. You know, there was definitely a lack of discipline. Somebody was extremely stubborn. The Emperor in reverse. They could refuse to see things from your perspective. You know, no matter how much you try to come to them with proof, you know, there's definitely not a happy reunion there. You know, there's not a, it's like a shattered dream, like something that you thought was going to be super successful, you know, ended up being, you know, something that you thought um was a Snickers bar was actually a piece of poop wrapped in a Snickers wrapper. You know what I mean? Like it might have seemed all super shiny on the outside, but all you did was struggle with this person. You know, like you had to fight and fight and fight. You know, fight to be seen, fight to be heard, fight to, you know, have some sort of equilibrium or balance with this person. It was like this constant fight with them. You know, and they refuse to see things from your perspective. Like they don't care how much evidence you put in front of them. Like they refuse to take any sort of accountability or to see things from the big picture. And I think you've just gave up. Like you've given up, like trying to fix things, or trying to, you know, trying to make them see you. You've given up trying to make them see you. You're like, okay, well, you obviously don't see me. You don't see my worth. You don't see my value. You don't see me. So I'm not gonna fight for you to see me. You know, this person could have definitely been keeping secrets with the Seven of Swords in reverse. They could be rethinking some things, but it's usually after you done take your energy completely away from them. It's like you don't know what you have until it's gone. It's like this person didn't know what they had until it was gone, you know? And you're tired of playing small. Like you don't want to play small. You know, like you're like, if you don't see my worth, you don't see who I am. I'm like, I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to fight for what it is that I know that I deserve, you know, even though I wanted this with this person, you know, they might have really wanted it. You might have really wanted it, but at what cost, you know? At what cost? Like how much are you willing to disrespect yourself by trying to get this person's attention, or by trying to get them to love you? When I mean, naturally, like the person who loves you or is supposed to be with you will just naturally like fall into that, you know? You don't got to fall in love, you want to rise in love, right? And the justice and the upright. Like I just think that you're fighting that inner balance of yourself. Like you're trying to be as authentic as you can with yourself. You know, you're being your true self. Like I think you're just really figuring out who you really are, what you really want, you know, how you really want to be treated, what you really won't tolerate again. You know, you've probably seen the ugliest parts of yourself, who you never want to be again. You know, within finding who you really want to be, you also discovered who you never want to be, right? Been there. I know who I never want to be again. I know what I will never let myself go through again, or never like, nuh-uh. I've seen the ugliest parts of myself, man. I've seen how ugly I can be, and I don't ever want to be that person ever again. You know? And I think a lot of you are at that same stage where you're like, no, I don't ever want to be that person ever again. Let's get your spirit oracle. These cards are super thick. I'm a meow, 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 meow. I'm a meow. Meow. What do we got for your spirit oracle? Says you need to ignore what everyone else is doing and achieving. Your life is about breaking your own limits and outgrowing yourself to live your best life. You aren't in competition with anyone else. Plan to outdo your past, not other people, right? That's on point. Who cares what other people are doing? You know, like, you don't know what it took for them to get where they're at. You don't know what they had to sacrifice or what they had to go through to be where they're in. And just like other people don't know what you had to go through to be in the position that you're in right now, right? We all have our own timelines, our own successes, our own personal victories. Like, you're not in competition with anyone. You know, I want everyone to succeed, okay? Like, I am rooting for everyone. Like, if you're out there doing your thing, I don't even care if it's not my thing. Like, I'm rooting for you, you know? It don't matter what it is. If you're out there following your own true north, you know, trying to make your way, you know, try to live your best life. Like, even if I don't agree with that, I'm gonna root for you. You know, even if it's something that I wouldn't do, I'm gonna root for you. So many people are in competition. It's like, why? So make sure you don't start seeing yourself through the eyes of those who don't value you. You need to know your worth, even when others don't. You are not what people think of you, right? And I think that's like something that, like, collectively the Libra collective in general has been really, you know, fighting for, is not putting their own worth through the eyes of other people, you know, like really trying to value themselves through your own eyes, and not from what other people are doing or from what other people are saying, you know, because only you get to make your own decisions. Only you get to live with the consequences of your choices. It's like all of us are free to choose, but none of us are free from the consequences of our choices. And you get to live your own life, right? Your own authentic life. Who cares what other people say? All right. This is a long video. Let's go on to Scorpio. Scorpio. I didn't mean for it to be this long, but that's the way it's happening. Thank you, Goodman. Hi, Scorpio. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. Subscribe. You know, it's a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me. Big bada boom, chicken good. Multi-pass. Scorpio. What now, Scorpio? Now that you've had time to reflect, you know, and seen what you needed to see or learn what you needed to learn, you know, what now, Scorpio? You know, sometimes we don't see what situation we're in until we're out of it. Like, we don't see how bad a situation is until we're out of it. We don't see how bad we were until we're out of it, you know? Like, we feel justified in our decisions at the time that we're making them. Otherwise, we wouldn't be making them, right? But now that we're not in that situation anymore, like, what now? What do we got now? It says hurtful events. What? As you endure this period, learn not to dwell on the past so it won't anchor you down. Yeah, that's what happens when we just continuously repeat the same thing, you know, repeat the cycles in our head, or we like hold on to grudges, or, you know, have animosity. It like holds us down vibrationally. So it definitely feels like you, like this, whatever that you've been going through is still really fresh. okay? This still feels like it's like really fresh in your energy, you know? And we got to make sure that we aren't taking it out on other people. You got cutting edge. Slice through the obstacles and carve a path towards your dreams. And get that machete and start chopping away. It says ignite creation. Harness innovation, fuel imagination, and witness manifestation as answers unfold in your journey of discovery. Inner vision. Cut through the fog of confusion with your powers of discernment. Scorpios, right? Scorpio ain't no, they like, no, hell hath no fury like a Scorpio been scorned, okay? And that's part of, like, Scorpios invented, like, keeping grudges, holding grudges. And that's part of, I think, one of Scorpio's, like, learning things to learn about themselves is how to let go of them grudges, how to not, like, I know Scorpios can hold on to grudges for years and years and years, man. They're like, oh, that chick did me bad in 5th grade. You know what I mean? Like, Kitty, stop it. So try to learn how to let go of that anger, right? It says on your own. It's time to take some alone time, to be single, or to get a new perspective. Ain't nothing wrong with being single on purpose, right? It's like you could be single, celibate, sober, on purpose, with purpose. You could add purpose to anything you're doing. It's like I'm washing the dishes on purpose, you know? Like I am taking a walk on purpose. I'm petting my kitty cat on purpose. Like everything that you can do, you could add purpose to it. Kitty, stop it. Pixie. Hold up. I gotta get my kitty be good thing. Stop. Over here chewing on cords. He's like too old to be chewing on cords. Fully immersed. That's one thing that Scorpios are really good at. Like when you're in something, you're in it all the way. Like there ain't no half-ass and nothing. Hold up. I gotta get my, you better be good, kitty. Kitty, be good. All I have to do is show them that bottle and they're out. I don't even have to squirt them. Like Scorpio, you're really good at being completely 100% immersed in whatever project it is that you're doing. If you've got your mind on something, you're like 100% committed. And that's also another reason why you get so hurt in relationships or in partnerships, is because you feel like other people are as committed as you are, you know? Like you're giving your 100% all to whatever it is that you're doing. So then you're real hurt by people that aren't doing the same thing. But not everybody has the same heart as you. Not everybody has that same sense of commitment and loyalty like you do. Like Scorpios are some of the most like loyal to a fault type of people, right? It's like when you have a Scorpio's heart, like you got their heart, you got their whole everything. It says Grove of Unity. Bind energies in the unified sanctuary of the grove, fostering interconnected harmony among all beings. It says, go your own way. Trust your intuition and embrace individuality, paving your path with courage and authenticity. I don't think many of y'all Scorpios have to worry too much about that. Like y'all are pretty good at paving your path, you know, and being authentic in yourself. Hold on, I'm gonna get a drink. I think your biggest downfall is thinking people have the same amount of loyalty and the same heart that you have, you know, like assuming that people are in it for the long haul like you are, and then you find out that they're not, that they just don't have that same, like they don't even have the capacity, like they can't even compared to the depths at which you can commit yourself to something. You know, Scorpios are super, super committed, compassionate. Like Scorpio is fixed emotion, right? So fixed water, that's fixed emotion. So once you get your heart set on something, like your soul set on something, like that it takes a long time for you to let go of something. That's why Scorpios hold a grudge so well, is because they've invested their all into a situation. You know, like that well runs deep, deep. So it's really hard for a Scorpio to let something go, especially if it didn't work out or whatever. You know, that's why Scorpios hold such hardcore grudges. Like I have a Scorpio stellium, so I speak from experience from myself. Like I got that Scorpio Venus. I got all kinds of Scorpio in my chart. I might as well be a Scorpio. So I understand that, like, that loyal to a fault, you know, that committed even if it ain't good for you, committed. Yeah, so you're learning how to walk away, how to let go, okay? It's not just about walking away. Like you could walk away from in your actions, but like actually letting it go, you know, without holding on to resentment, to without holding on to you know, that pain. Or but I know that's real hard for you, Scorpio. But you're learning how to actually like let go. Not just say you've let go and like hold a grudge for 10 years. Like you're actually like letting go. You know, let go, let God with the wheel of fortune, you know? Let it go. Let them. It might be really hard for you. Yeah, you're all about that rest and recuperation, letting go, letting it be, you know, knowing that what is for you will be for you. You know, having faith in your own, not only in your own determination and your own like your own ability to make things manifest, but also believing in, like, you know, divine timing and having faith. But I think you're definitely giving yourself some rest, you know, finding that inner happiness, the inner happiness within yourself. Like realizing that when you let go of stuff like that, it like leaves you open for other opportunities. It's like if you have a piece of a pie, right, and this is 100% of the pie, and you got like 50% of it like focused on something from the past, that leaves like you only have this 50% right here, to where you can gain access to other experiences, other memories, other knowledge, like other things. So it's like once you release part of that, you know, if you release part of the resentment or part of the guilt, it's like then that opens you up on that pie. If you're at 100%, you know, and you got 50% into something else from the past, then that's 50% that's taken away from any new experiences in the now. You know, so you're really learning to be open, you know, and letting go of them grudges, Scorpio. That loyal to a fault thing. You know, building plans for the future and letting that tower fall. It's like whatever fell, whatever happens, right? Like the roof is on fire and you don't need no water, you're gonna let it burn. You're just letting it burn. You might even help fan the flames. All right, you're like, nah, we're gonna let it burn. You know, if I'm gonna burn a bridge, I'm gonna make sure that bridge is burnt. Kitty, stop. There ain't no coming back. Like you're making sure that whoever this past person was, like, has no access to you whatsoever, has no access to like the possibility of there even being a possibility. Like you're making sure that if you burnt that bridge, like that bridge is burnt, or they're making sure that they burnt that bridge. It's like all or nothing. They could be speaking a lot of hurtful things to you. They might be really hurtful with their words, very manipulative. or they think that you're manipulative and hurtful with your words. My handsome kitty. You know, if they had some sort of addiction issues, like they're trying to get them under control, you know, or you're trying to get your own addiction issues under control, like this person could probably be in rehab, you know, or in some sort of like fellowship or 12-step program. And if you're wondering if they've gotten better, like it looks like they're actually doing the steps. They're doing the steps, but I don't think that they see they don't see an opportunity with you. Like they think that bridge is burnt. As like they figured you put dynamite on that, like it was blowed up with explosives. It's like when it ended volatile, like it was super volatile. So they don't think that there is any sort of open door of opportunity, and there is no bridge to get back to you. Like they figured you done burnt that thing down. So they have no hope for reconciling this. If you're wondering if they've gotten better, like if they had some sort of addiction issue, it does look like they've gotten better, or they are taking the steps in the right direction, but they have definitely thrown in the towel on this. They've thrown in the white towel. You know, they've given up any hope of there ever being any sort of like reconciliation attempt. Like I said, that bridge wasn't just burnt, it was blown up. You know, and they probably got to cross the whole entire Mississippi River in order to get to you. Kitty. It's like they better know how to swim real good if they're going to try to get to you, because I don't think you have any, like you have blown that bridge to smithereens. Like when it ended, like you made sure that there was absolutely no way to cross back over that river to get to you. All right, let's get you a spirit message oracle card. What do we got for the spirit message oracle? It says you are not moving too slowly. Drop the self-induced pressures. You are at the sweet spot between taking care of yourself. Did you guys see that? It was a kitty explosion. And making advancement on all of your goals on this path. There's no such thing as being behind. Smile, breathe, and carry on. These cats, I swear. And we've got take some time to rest and rejuvenate. Your need to pace yourself with the changes that are coming your way. They are all positive, bigger, and better things are coming for you. Just relax and trust. All right. And don't compare your growth or your healing or like your anything to anybody else, right? It's like you're not in competition with anyone, and don't put so much pressure on yourself because you aren't where you want to be. It's like you might not be where you want to be, but you sure as hell aren't where you were. Okay, so make sure to applaud yourself for the growth that you have made, for the changes that you have made, for the things that you have accomplished. All right, don't beat yourself up for the things that you haven't, because that ain't gonna do you no good. All right, so let's go on to the Sagittarius collective. Yeah, we won't get to see the eclipse tomorrow. It'll be there, but we won't get to see it. Boop, boop, boop. Sagittarius. Hi, Sagittarius. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. Subscribe. It's a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me. Big bada boom, chicken good, multi-pass. Sagittarius. What now for Sagittarius? What do we got? You know, now that you've had some time to do some reflection, you know, lots of times we don't see how bad a situation is until we're out of it, you know. And now that you're out of it, what you got going on now? What are you doing now? Sagittarius. Stop and reflect. Well, that's what I just said we were doing. Pause in your journey to appreciate how far you've come and where you're headed, right? A lot of times we get so preoccupied with the go, 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 go. Got to get this done. Got to get that done. Got to get this done. Like we always have this goal in mind, and we forget that like how much we've accomplished. Like, wow, I've actually made it to this point to where I can accomplish these goals. I've actually done X, Y, and Z. I've healed this part of myself. I've helped this person. I've accomplished this. I've accomplished that. I've raised these kids. Like there's a lot that we don't give ourselves credit for. So make sure that you are stopping to take time to give yourself appreciation for how far you've actually made it. All right. You've got the labyrinth of choices. Chart your course through the perplexing labyrinth of choices, embracing each turn as a part of your complex journey. You are the author of your choose your own adventure. You can write whatever outcome you wish to write. You've got the pen, and you are the author. Sorrow heals. In the heartache shadow, growth awaits. Let pain refine, not define you, as brighter days are promised, right? Like don't make your trauma become your identity. Turn it into purpose. Turn your pain into purpose and power. Like don't let it become who you are. You are not your trauma. You are not your body. You are not your name, okay? You are a divine conscious being having a human experience, and separation is all an illusion. That is the big game here on planet Earth, is that separation game. We come from a place where we are so like we are hand in hand with the divine creation, with God. Like we are right there with God, and we are actually in a body that is a living representation. Like we are a living God, experiencing every possible thing that there is to possibly experience with our own reflection of it. It's like, how do you tell somebody that's never been in a jacuzzi what a jacuzzi bubble feels like, right? Somebody that has no idea what a jacuzzi even is. Like you can explain it all that you want, but to have that own experience for yourself. And I think that we are all like living, breathing representations of God, experiencing every possible possibility that there is to experience. So your experience is just as magical as everyone next to you. It's like it's its own, it has its own truth to it, and you are not your name, you are not your body, you are not your trauma. So don't let it define you. It says commit to this next stage in your development, and there will be promise fulfilled in some form. Right? Committing to self-exploration, to healing, to just setting a goal. Like set some goals. That doesn't have to be like a huge outrageous goal, but set some goals. Like set a weekly goal, like a daily goal, of whatever it is that you want to accomplish. It's like, is this me working towards my goal? Is me doing this, taking this action going to help me complete whatever this goal is that I have in mind? If yes, then go for it. If no, then what will, right? It says open to receive. Invite abundance with open arms. Embrace the blessings waiting to flow into your life. Open to receive is a lot about letting go of the expectation or the attachment to specific outcomes. It's like if we have an expectation of an outcome or we have an attachment to a specific outcome, then we aren't open to receive. We are only laser focused on that one outcome, which, I mean, there could be all of these other amazing outcomes back here, but if we're not open to receive them and we're only laser focused on an attachment to one, then all of those other ones will feel like a disappointment because it wasn't that one outcome. So that's why being open to receive is super, super powerful and important. When we let go of the expectations, then we don't get disappointed, and we are usually very like we get more than what we expect, right? Vortex of change. Engage with the vortex of change, where an energy swirling, transformative dance, molding anew, right? That path of least resistance. I don't know if any of you guys listen to Abraham Hicks or not, but always talking about being in that vortex and the path of least resistance. Heart's desire. Sing along to your heart's song, for it knows what you truly want. Right? Stay true to you. That's like following that true north. Like nobody else is going to live your life for you, you know? Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to do it for you. Like you've got to take that action, that inspired action to make your own dreams come true, to follow your own true north, because other people don't feel like you feel. Like you are the only one out of the billions of people on this planet that has your thoughts, your feelings, your reality, your creation, you know? So make sure that you are living true to yourself. Nine of Wands. So whoever it was that you were dealing with in the past is very guarded. You might have them blocked. You might be blocked towards them. They definitely feel like there is no teamwork between the two of you. They might be going against their own intuition. You know, they could be their own, like they self-sabotage and then like point the finger outwards. They might make enough money to be like independent, but they're not so much like emotionally independent as they are financially independent. And they're not a good team player. Like this person is definitely not a part of a team. It's like they're very much my way or the highway. They could be all about one-way streets. It's like it's okay that they went and did this and that, or this and this and that and that, but it's not okay that you go and do it. It's not okay for, you know, you to be as open as an expressive as they are, or whatever they've got going on. It's like there's a lot of one-way streets with this person from the past, you know. But you do have the Four of Wands. They are looking for an open door of opportunity. You know, they definitely they would like to see you fail so that they can come back in and try to, you know, say, look, I knew you couldn't do it without me, you know. It's like this person has this opinion that they are the reason that you're successful, that they are the reason why you have made it, for whatever they give themselves, like they give themselves the credit for your success, for whatever it is that you've got going on. It's like they think that without them you wouldn't have made it to as far as you've made it. You wouldn't have graduated school. You wouldn't have got that degree. It's like they try to take credit for your accomplishments. And they definitely have their options open. Like they are keeping their options open. They're very closed off though. Like there's definitely a blockage there in communication, or just in general. Like you just might be blocked in general, or they might have you blocked, or you block them in general, you know. But this person's not happy about that. I think they liked having control. They like to be in control. They liked thinking that they were in control of you and of your actions. That's why this person likes to take credit for the things that you do, is because they feel like they were in control of you. You know, and now that this person has lost control of you, it's like they're trying to do whatever they can to make it look like they've got it all together, you know, that without, like, that you weren't nothing without them, you know. They definitely have a sense of unfinished business. They didn't want to let you go. Oh yeah, there's that devil card. They didn't want to let you go. They haven't let you go. Like in this person's mind, you are still very much like, it's like almost like they possess, like a possession, you know, like they tried to own you. They tried to control you. They tried to own you. They probably tried to micromanage everything that you did. There was definitely a lot of sexual energy there. You know, maybe they used like affection like if you were in trouble or whatever, like if they were mad at you, they would like withhold sex from you or withhold affection from you, or they would like not talk to you. They were definitely very manipulative as far as like their sexual relationship with you went. And I think you're going to come together with somebody new. You've got this new person that you are interested in. Like you don't want nothing to do with this past person. And I think they know that. With the Two of Cups and the Emperor here, you have this Emperor that you're interested in. Yeah, that past controlling person is just a part of your experience. Like you're not letting them back into your kingdom, into your graces. Like they done had their chance and they blew it. So you're out. You're on to bigger and better things, trying to come together with an Emperor. Let's get you a spirit message oracle. Says resilience is one of the strongest qualities you have. It has gotten you through so many trials and tribulations in the past and will continue to do so. Lean on that inner tower of strength anytime that you need it. You've got this, right? You've made it 100% out of every situation. Like you have always had everything you need and then some. Like you have always made it no matter what, 100% of the time. Your track record is 100 out of 100. All right. Even though the things that you thought were going to be the end of you, they ended up not being the end of you. It's like you turn that pain into purpose and power. You've made it and you will continue to make it. What did I drop? Man down. It says it's time to hit the reset button, clear out the old so that room is available for the new to enter. Trust that better things are coming fast. Prepare to move to the next phase of your life. This is your rebirth. Welcome to this beautiful, brand new energy. You've got this. Of course, you've got this. You've always had this. You have done so much with so little for so long. You could do anything with nothing, right? So don't ever let somebody else try to tell you that you wouldn't have done it without them, because you would have, all right? You would have, you could have, and you did. All right, let's go on to the Capricorn collective. Woulda, coulda, and did. Meow, 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 meow. Thank you, Goodman. All right, Capricorn. Hello, hello. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit that little like button and subscribe either on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me, okay? Big bada boom, chicken good multi-pass. Capricorn. What do we got for the Capricorns? What now, Capricorn? What now? Now that you had time to reflect and you are out of some sort of situation and you see it clearly for what it is and what it was and what it's taught you, what do we got now? Now what? Capricorn. Heart's desire. Sing to your heart song, for it knows what you truly want. Some of you could be like literally singing in a band, or like maybe you host karaoke, or you're just getting together for some karaoke with your friends. It says commitment. Commit to the next stage in your development, and there will be promise fulfilled in some form. Are you committing to yourself, Capricorn? Committing to yourself? It's like I changed my profile to say that I was married, but it's like I married the universe. I married God, you know? And everybody was like congratulating me, but they didn't know what I was talking about. At one point. It's like, no, I'm committed to myself. It says sorrow heals. And heartache's shadow. Several people have gotten this card today says, in heartache's shadow, growth awaits. Let pain refine, not define you, as brighter days are promised, right? Like don't let whatever trauma in your past become your identity. All right? Like don't let that pain define you. You are not the pain that you went through. It says choose wisely. Decisions shape your path amid challenges. Stay open to learning. Answers reveal your destined journey. You have something big and beautiful destined for you, Capricorn. And you've got the winds of fortune. So allow the wind of fortune to guide your sails, maneuvering through life's opportunity and challenges with adaptability. So you're like weaving and waving through life's obstacles and challenges. Slow climb. You are getting there steady, one step at a time. Just a little bit of effort, one step at a time. Like you might not feel like you're getting anywhere, but one day you're going to look and you're going to be at the top of that mountain. You're going to be like, wow, look at the view from up here. You know, you'll see all the bullshit that you've been through. Like you'll see the path that made you to where you're at right now. And you'll be like, wow, like I can't believe I just made this whole long journey to where I'm at right now. You know, one foot in front of the other. Hi, Doris. Well, thank you very much. That slow climb. You know, a lot of you are making plans for your future. Like you might have like a vision board, you know, and like you're making like a 5-year plan and a 3-year plan. Like you have a very like a large goal that you will get achieved. Like you are going to achieve your goals, you know, little bits at a time. But what Capricorn doesn't, like Capricorns are good at climbing that mountain. You know, you might get tired every once in a while, but you're still climbing that mountain. You could be in a huge time of transition right now. You know, maybe some of you are moving from one state to another or from one house to another. You know, I think you're a little bit cautious to commit yourself to a person, but you're totally all about committing yourself to a goal, you know. Like, I don't know about committing to relationships right now, but I will commit to my long-term goals to making it happen. You know, I think you're spending some time being single, you know, to be single on purpose with the spiritual retreat. So seek solitude to reconnect with your inner wisdom and emerge rejuvenated. Like it's one thing to be single and like lonely. It's a whole other thing to be single on purpose with purpose. Like, nah, like I'm on hold, you know. I'm waiting until I find something that's truly worth me waiting for. Like, I ain't just gonna give my body and my mind out and end up with spiritual STDs and shit. It says, trust yourself. Let your intuition be the compass that leads you through the murky waters. I think some of you have had a problem trusting yourself in the past. Is like you might trust yourself with getting a goal, with getting a job, with getting things done, but when it comes to like commitment, is like you don't know if you trust your judgment as far as relationships are concerned. So like you're putting a hold on all that. Like you're like, nah, I'm not committing myself to any one person, but I will commit myself to a goal, you know. And I think that you will find a lot more, you know, a lot more strength and wisdom inside yourself. Like you'll realize like how much like a person outside of you is just a distraction, you know. Like anytime that you commit yourself to another person instead of like something that you really want to be or really want to do, it's like it distracts you from your goal. So you're putting all of the distractions on a pause right now and just focusing on doing you, you know, getting what you want, doing what you want, of completing your mission. Yeah, and you got one more big push, one more big obstacle, you know. There's like one more test, one more big push, one more obstacle. You might get tested. You know, there might be somebody that comes into your energy that's going to try to test you, that's going, you know, that's going to see if they could be, if they could distract you from your goals. Like the universe is like, if you want to achieve this, you want this, let's see how bad you want this. Are you going to fall for this distraction, or are you going to stay committed and focused to what it is that you want to achieve? And I think that you're really going to stay committed and focused to what you want to achieve. Like you're not worried about being in a relationship right now. You're like, that is a distraction. You're like, until I get on to the top of this mountain. But the problem with always trying to get to the top of the mountain is like, once you're at the top of the mountain, there's a whole other mountain. It's like, so when is there really a top of the mountain? But you definitely have some sort of goal that you're trying to achieve. And you will that will be turning in your favor. You might have some unfinished business. You definitely have some unhealed wounds with somebody from the past, that you're trying to heal. And it's like, you don't want to be with nobody else until you don't feel that anymore. This person in the past could have been very financially dependent on you, or they just made less money than you did. They might have been intimidated by your money making abilities, or they definitely, like, it just took you off your game, and caused your finances to decrease because you were so focused on trying to make them happy, or trying to deal with whatever relationship issues that you guys had, that it's like it was a distraction for you. So it took away from your ability to make money. And I think you've realized that about this person, or about relationships in general, is like you see them as a distraction now. It's like you just want to move forward towards your goals, towards your ambitions. The past person could have been really deceitful, very manipulative, very deceitful. They could have tried to sabotage you in some way. Like they put a kink in your flow, like almost on purpose, so they could try to throw you off your game. Yeah, the Nine of Cups in reverse. This person was very emotionally dependent. Codependent. They're very, very codependent. They blamed you for how they felt, for the feelings that they had inside themselves. It's like, really, this person was just a giant distraction. With the devil here, they were just a distraction for what it is that you were trying to accomplish. And you were trying to keep them happy, and maintain balance with them at the same time, like keep your own equilibrium. And it's like, it was just a distraction from you accomplishing what it is that you're really setting out to achieve. So I think most of the Capricorns that are watching me are going to put love on the sidelines right now. They're like, nah, I ain't about it. I'm about getting that bag, getting about the money, doing what I need to do, accomplishing what I need to accomplish. Like, love is a distraction. Let's get you a spirit message. Don't allow anyone to abuse your power or take it away from you. Remember, you will be treated how you allow others to treat you. Show them that you value yourself far too much to settle for anything less than what you deserve. That's pretty much like, you're like, nah, like you're a distraction from what I need to accomplish, and I think part of them was doing it on purpose. It says, when there are questions you need assistance with, go inwards. Sit with yourself, meditate on the question, ask for our help. Then trust your intuition, as most often the answer and guidance will be delivered to you intuitively. We are always with you. Right? Always trust your own inner knowing, okay? I know a lot of times we'll be like, is that my intuition, or am I just making shit up? Like a lot of times, like you think about things and then you overthink your things, but like intuition is like a feeling. It doesn't have words associated with it, right? Like when you just have that feeling, that knowing, like you just know something's off. You're like, something's off. You're like, I don't know how I know that, but I know that. And anytime you've gone against yourself, you've always regretted it, right? Right. So don't go against your own intuition just to try to keep peace, or to try to, make somebody else not feel some sort of way. It's not your job to make other people feel happy. It's your job for you to feel your own happiness, to fulfill your own cup. All right. All right. Let's go on to Aquarius. Aquarius. Let me get a drink real quick. Hi, Aquarius. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit that little like button on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me. Big bada boom, chicken good, multi-pass. All right. So let's see. What now, Aquarius? Now that you've had time to reflect, on a situation that you didn't really see while you were in it, now that you have some time to reflect, now what? Now what, Aquarius? What we got going on for Aquarius? Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate every single one of you, man. Like, it's truly an honor to be alive, to be sober, to be like mentally clear. For the first time in my life, like, I'm completely 100% clean and sober, and I haven't been that way since I was like 12 years old. So, like, hi, my name is Crystal, and I'm a recovered addict, okay? And it is truly an honor that you guys are here with me today, like, on this journey with me, showing me love and support. Like, I appreciate it so much. All right, we got seeds of potential. Plant the seeds of potential and nurture its sprouting promise within your attention and care, right? Where our intention goes, our manifestation flows. So whatever it is that we're putting our attention and intention into is where our manifestation will flow. So be mindful of the seed you're planting within your mind, right? Like, our mind is a garden, and we could grow flowers, or we could grow weeds, right? Our mind is a garden. Our thoughts are the seeds. We can grow flowers, or we can grow weeds. So make sure that you're planting, like, the seeds that you're planting are, like, you're conscious of it. And it says, spiritual retreat. Seek solitude to reconnect with your inner wisdom and emerge rejuvenated. So some of y'all need to do a little bit more alone time. Like, maybe you've been spending a lot of time, like, in the hustle and bustle of life. Make sure that you're spending some actual personal time, some time to gain, like, to reflect on your day, or to reflect on what it is that you want to manifest, or to, like, do that inner work, that inner healing, or just time to sit and be grateful for what you've got going on in your life, for the loved ones that you have, for the food that you are able to eat, for the dirty dishes in your sink, for the dirty clothes in your basket. It's like, the fact that you have clothes to wear, like that many clothes to wear, like, then you have a whole laundry basket full of dirty clothes. It's like, some people don't have that, some people don't have clothes to wear, or food to eat, or a house to be in, or running water, so maybe take some time to just be thankful and in the moment for the things that you have in your life, for the people you have in your life. It says, embrace each moment with purpose, for time is a precious gift on your journey of self-discovery, right? Our time, we never get back. We will never, ever get our time back on this lifetime anyways. Energy never goes nowhere. It just transmutes into something else, and who knows what our next life will bring us, or where our next life will bring us to. But in this lifetime, we only have so much time, and time is precious, right? So don't spend it, spend it wisely. Hello. Well, congratulations on your sobriety. I used to live in homeless camps. Like, I used to hitchhike and hop trains, hopped illegal freight trains, traveled with the Rainbow family. Like, it's one thing to be out at a homeless camp. It's a whole other thing to be sober at a homeless camp. So pat yourself on the back for that. Like, that's a huge accomplishment all by itself. That's a huge accomplishment. It says Fantasyland. Make sure everyone involved is being realistic and on the same page, right? I know that I've been guilty of living in La La Land. Like, I have all these lofty ideas, you know what I mean? Like, I constantly have my head in the clouds, and, like, I've had to learn how to keep my feet on the ground at the same time of having my head in the clouds. So there could be some sort of, somebody has unrealistic expectations, or they have some sort of make sure that, like, whatever it is, like, especially if you're getting into a relationship with somebody, or you're entertaining the idea of a relationship. Like, I've been guilty of not only like having people fall in love with the idea of who they thought I was, but I've also been guilty of falling in love with the idea of who I thought someone was, like, or with the potential of who they could be instead of who they actually are. So make sure that you're not living in fairy tale land. Make sure that you are being realistic in your approach to especially relationships with other people, and not having your expectations like super high. When we have super high expectations, like, that's just an open door for disappointment. That's what's up. Woo woo. Right? Ain't no unity without community. Well, thanks for joining. I appreciate you. So yeah, Aquarius, make sure that you're not in la la land, all right? Or the other people around you are not in la la land. Keep a good, solid, firm grip on reality. This is worth the effort. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Knowing your dedication will lead to rewarding discoveries. It's like there are people out there that always have problems for every solution, and there are people out there that have solutions for every problem, right? So make sure that the people that you're engaged with, if somebody comes up to you and they have the same problem, but never have any solutions for that same problem that they have, is like, you know what I mean? Like, make sure that you're checking the people around you, because who you associate with, and like that guilty by association, like we end up becoming parts of the people that we're around all the time. I don't know if you've ever noticed this or not, but whenever you're hanging out with somebody for like a long extended period of time, like, we pick up different personality traits of the people that we're around. We become like little bits of their personality become us, and we become them, right? So be very mindful of the people that you are surrounding yourself with. Sorrow heals. Almost all signs got this card. Sorrow heals. In the heartache shadow, growth awaits. Let pain refine, not define you, as brighter days are promised, right? Don't let your trauma become your identity, right? Like, I know, like, even when I was like homeless, that became my identity. Like, I was proud to be a road dog. Like, I'm a road dog. Like, there's like a certain it's like, it's hard to explain, like, and nobody, like, anybody that's not been in it wouldn't understand it, right? Like, how are you proud to be, a road dog? But there comes this, like, there's this sense of like identity with it. Like, once you like engulf yourself in that reality, it becomes your identity. So engulfing yourself in like the trauma that put you where you're at, or the pain of the last relationship, it becomes like who you becomes your identity. So try to separate yourself from that. It's like, you aren't that trauma, you aren't that experience, right? Like, you are just a soul that had that experience. Like, that experience doesn't identify you. Stop and reflect. It says, pause in your journey to appreciate how far you've come and where you are headed, right? There's no such thing as stuck. I never been stuck nowhere. Even when I thought I was stuck, like, I'm obviously not still there. So even at the times that I thought I was stuck in, like, I'd sat on the side of the road for 4 days one time trying to get a ride, like, thinking that I was stuck. And all I had to do was cross the road. I crossed the road and got a ride within minutes. We're never stuck anywhere, ever. I thought I was stuck in a relationship. I thought I was stuck in this spot. I thought I was, and I'm obviously not there no more. So we're not stuck anywhere. choose wisely. Decisions shape your path amid challenges. Stay open to learning as answers reveal your destined journey, right? Like we all have free will. We all have free will to choose, right? Like even when we're like, oh, there was no choice, there's still always a choice. You just don't like the consequences of that choice. You know, they're like, oh, well, I can't do that, I have no choice, or I can do this, I have no choice. But in reality, you still have a choice. You just don't like the outcome of that choice, right? It's not that there is no choice. None of us are free from the consequences of our choices, but we all always have free will. So says, stay in the flow. Surrender to the rhythm of life, remaining open to opportunities and lessons as they naturally unfold. I don't think you have any problem with that, Aquarius. Let's see what the tarot says. What now from the tarot? Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Nine of Wands. It's like you've got like one more big obstacle, you know, or where there was an obstacle, it's like you can see a way around that obstacle. You know, there might have been somebody that was like super manipulative, or there might be some sort of like authoritarian figure that is super manipulative, or that is using their power of authority like against you, or like wrongly, like especially if they're a person of in a position of trust. It's like this person definitely uses that position to like gain control over people. So be mindful of people in positions of authority, because they are going to use that authority for not the best intentions. They don't have the best intentions, right? And be careful of coming together with anybody that's like that. You know, there's definitely like this past person doesn't want nothing but fucking drama. They ain't nothing but drama. They ain't nothing but manipulative. They're trying to keep you stuck where you're at. They like you stuck where you're at. You know, because they can't get out of whatever situation that they're in. They want to keep you stuck in that situation. So if you were in some sort of toxic relationship with the past person, like they want you to stay where they're at. They don't want you to get better than them. They don't want you to do better, because if you do better, then that will make them have to take accountability for the fact that they're not doing better. There could be somebody out there that's like spitting a bunch of gossip about you. They might be trying to like shame your name, you know, tell lies about you, you know, and they could be doing that just to try to prevent you from getting any sort of opportunity. You know, like they might be spreading rumors or spreading lies just so that they could try to keep you stuck with them. Like they want you to be stuck with them. You know, the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. It's like they might be wishing bad luck on you, wishing something bad to happen to you, but this person is got some sort of demons attached to them. They got some sort of demons attached to them. The addiction or alcoholism, or just with the way that they view the world in general. You know, that this person definitely carries a lot of resentment, and they don't want to see you win. They don't want to see you do better. You know, they want you to be stuck with them. It's like they feel like because they're going through hell, you should go through hell too, or you should go through hell with them. You know, and this person doesn't know how to take any sort of accountability for their actions. It's like they don't know that they are the creators of their own universe. You know, they have no clue about that. You might have tried to explain it to them, but they just don't get it. They don't get it. They don't understand how to see it. You know, they don't know how to come out of that vibration. It's like if this person has addictions and they see you getting sober, it's like they will be the first person to try to offer you a beer, right? Oh, you're sober? You know what I mean? Here, have a beer. Here, have this, take a hit of this with me, you know, like, or they'll try to cause problems in your life just so they could see you go back to where you were, so you could, you know, so you could get high with them. They don't want to see you do better, because that means that they have the potential to do better too, and they don't want to. They like their suffering. Even though they might say that they don't like their suffering, they're definitely not ready to do what it takes to change their suffering. And they would like for you to stay with them. They want you to be with them in their suffering. They don't want you to do better than them. All right, let's get you a spirit message card. Frequencies definitely are real. Absolutely, frequencies are real. That was one of the things that, like, I started listening to pure binary tones, you know, and like really like helping my mind. Because when I first started getting sober, like, you want to talk about like weird psychosis and shit, like, whoo, my mind was completely out there. Like, I had all kinds of weird imaginary shit going on in my head that I really thought was real, you know. And one of the first things that really started helping me like come down from all that, from that weird psychosis, was listening to binary tones. Like, I started listening to pure binary tones, to pure frequencies, you know, because I understood already that we are all like a frequency that's vibrating in a mass, pretty much, you know. And I found the tarot channels and started really doing that inner shadow work and stuff. And like, now I'm sober and I'm here and I'm doing this. I wrote a book. Like, my son, I've gotten my son's forgiveness, you know. Like, I've done a whole lot of shadow work, you know, whole lot of shadow work. Taking that accountability, man. Sometimes walking away is the only option, not because you want to make someone miss you or realize they took you for granted, but because you finally respect yourself enough to know that you deserve better. That's pretty much exactly what I was talking about with that person. Like, they don't want you to get better, because if you get better, then that means that they have to get better. And if they can't get better, that means that they can't be with you. So to them, their only option is to make sure that you don't get better, you know, so that way you don't leave them. Says, you are so much closer to a powerful breakthrough than you may realize. You have been praying for things to heal, new opportunities to appear, relationships to improve, and these prayers will soon be answered. So just stay the course, all right? Don't let the relationship with that person, it's not your responsibility to fix other people. We can only lead by example, right? Like, when I was in active addiction, I was like, it's okay that I'm doing all this bad stuff because, you know, I'm a light worker, and what good is a light in an already lit up room? Like, if I'm only hanging out with people that are all like light workers, then I'm not reaching the dark. So I have to be in the pits of the dark in order to actually help heal anybody. That was my addiction lying to me, right? Because I didn't want to quit doing what I was doing. So I had to learn how to actually go through it, you know, and heal it in order to teach it. It's like, I can't teach it if I haven't healed it. You know, if I haven't gone through it myself, how am I supposed to help anybody else do it? Right. So I actually had to do it myself so that I could help other people. Excuse me. And that's my friend Goodman right there. If you haven't checked out Goodman's Mixes, please go give Goodman's Mixes a follow and a holla. Tell him I said, what up? All right. On to Pisces. Last but not least, Pisces, Pisces, Pisces. Hi, Pisces. Welcome here. Welcome back. Good morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever part of the world you're on, and whatever time you are watching this video. Please remember to hit that little like button and subscribe either on your way in or on your way out. It is a little click for you, but a big bada boom for me, okay? Big bada boom, chicken good. Ain't no unity without community. Ain't got to be a Rockefeller to help a fella. All you got to do is hit the little like button. So let's see, what now? What now for Pisces? Now that you have had time to reflect on a situation that you didn't realize was so bad until you were out of it, let's find out what's up now. What's good now? Now what? Now what, Pisces? Now what? Pisces, now what? Tomorrow is a solar eclipse, a partial solar eclipse, and my birthday. Hey! I'll probably go live and do some readings. Come hang out with you guys for my birthday. Pisces, now what? It says clear mind. Sweep away any doubt that you have and know that you are right. Pisces, be wrong? Never. Okay? You are right, Pisces. Whatever it is that you're thinking, whatever you're wondering if you're not right or right, the card says you're right. So I don't know who needed to hear that, but there you go. It says gentle release. Let yourself surrender to the flow of life's mysterious current. Cavern of secrets. Unveil the hidden wonders within the shadowy depths of enlightenment of I can't read that. Enigmatic secrets and concealed wisdom. So y'all might be uncovering some sort of secret about yourself, or some sort of something that like you knew all along, like that might be coming to light. There might be some sort of illumination of something that you have wondered about, but the cards say that you're right. It says desert of isolation. Traverse the desolate spaces of solitude to uncover reflections as a resilient survivor. I think you're coming to the realization that you don't need nobody, like you don't need nobody to be your nothing. Like you've got this, Pisces. You've got this. You could do it by yourself, you could do it with the team, you could just get it done. You get it done, right? This is the winds of fortune. So the winds allow the winds of fortune to guide your sails, maneuvering through life's opportunities and challenges with adaptability. So, like your fortune might be on an uptick. You might see some increase in like good luck. Like something that's just like, just might be a turn of luck. You might just feel real lucky. Some people might look at you like, wow, you got really good luck. Like maybe some of y'all will win the lottery, or like you're gonna just miss out on something catastrophic by like the hair of your chinny chin chin. It's like it could have been really, really bad, but you got luck on your side. You know what I mean? So you're definitely going to be feeling lucky, or you're going to feel like your luck has been changing for the better. Ocean of possibilities. Navigate through the boundless oceans of possibilities where horizons whisper of untold opportunities and plentiful paths. Like I just feel like you can accomplish anything. You've got this sense of like I can do it. You know what I mean? Like not I don't need nobody. Like I've got this, and it's not like I don't need nobody in a bad way, but just in a very confident, knowing way. It's like to have somebody would be cool, to have a partner would be cool, but like you're not obsessed with needing anything. It's like that you can accomplish whatever it is that you set your mind on. That you can conquer and accomplish whatever it is that you really put your attention and focus into. And you're really all about like opening up opportunities. Like you might see like doorways of opportunity opening up to you that weren't open before, like making new connections with like a different class of characters. Like I don't know, it almost reminds me of D&D, but like if you were hanging out with rogues before, it's like now you're going to be hanging out with paladins. Like you just have like this opening of a different class of people, or a different like a different like a different wavelength of opportunities for the people that you're hanging out with. Like you might be hanging out with like really super successful business owners or entrepreneurs, and like your doors are opening towards opportunities because of the people that you're hanging out with. Is like it's not about exactly what you know, but about who you know. And I think you're really opening up your network to people that you never really saw yourself hanging out with before. And like you could see the path very clearly, where once it might have been, you might have felt like very like you didn't know which steps to take, or you felt very uncertain if the ground beneath you was stable. Like now you're like walking with straight confidence. And heart's desire. Sing along to your heart song, for it knows what you truly want. And you are protected. You are protected. You are divinely protected. All right. Find solace and safety, knowing you are sheltered and guided through life's storms to calm shores. Like you are very divinely protected. No weapons formed against you shall prosper. All right. So if anybody is out to put some sort of dirt on your name or try to, throw some sort of negative energy your way, just know that like universe has got you. Like you are very divinely protected and no weapons formed against you shall prosper. All right. They can try as they may, but it's not going to work. Hi, Dan. Blueberry. Isn't that a cereal? Blueberry cereal? A paladin and Pathfinder. I played Dungeons and Dragons with my family. I have a barbarian monk, and I have a woodland elf. What is it? Sorcerer? Woodland elf sorcerer? Yeah, Count Chocula and Blueberry. I knew it was a cereal. I could almost live off a cereal, man. Like sometimes I swear I eat like a toddler. Like I'll just eat like one piece of lunch meat and a string cheese, or like I'm like I snack on things. I straight eat like a toddler. I'm like, a piece of lunch meat. Ooh, piece of candy. Count Chocula, Blueberry. My hair is tickling my nose. I used to have dreadlocks. I had dreadlocks for like almost 20 years, man. And now I have like actual hair and it gets in my face and like I can't like find it. Like the first time that I washed my hair after I cut all my dreadlocks off, I felt like a bobblehead. It was like it only took like this much shampoo, You're not pregnant? Mom, you're funny. So Pisces, if you were in between like a he said, she said, or if there was somebody trying to get you to take sides, it's like remove yourself from any sort of situation where people are trying to put you against, like they're trying to get you to take their side. Like definitely remove yourself from anybody that is trying to put you in the middle of their drama or their situation. Because it doesn't look like they're trying to get you to be a paramediator, to be there to try to help like one person express their side to another person. Like they're trying to get you to pick sides. Okay. So make sure that you stay out of any of that kind of drama. Stay on top of your money. You got the King of Pentacles. Okay. So stay on top of your money. Don't let nobody distract you from doing what it is that you need to do. But don't let anybody discourage you from accomplishing what you need to accomplish either. Like you might have some naysayers out there, and don't let it get to you. All right. Because it does look like you are dealing with somebody from the past that is trying to get you to take sides, or they're trying to get other people to take their side against you, and they might be trying to cause disharmony in your life. Somebody that really didn't have the best intentions for you. Like they wanted, either they wanted what you have or they wanted what you could offer them, but it was purely like selfish. Like they're all kinds of selfish about their reasoning. Like they definitely don't have the best intent at heart. I don't know if this was like a love relationship or just somebody that you dealt with, but yeah, they're definitely trying to get people to take their side, or they're trying to get you to take their side. So stay out of any of that he said, she said drama, and don't worry about whatever it is that they're saying. Like don't let them say whatever they're going to say, right? And then sit back and see who willingly like jumps on that bandwagon with them, because whoever jumps on that bandwagon with them, like you don't need in your life anyways, right? Like don't try to defend yourself. Like the what's done in the dark will always come to light. The truth will always speak for itself. The truth doesn't have to fight. Okay, so don't go out there trying to defend yourself. Keep focused. Keep your focus on your business, on what it is that you got to accomplish, on your dreams, on your family. Don't let any sort of outside influence like put a damper on your parade. Don't let whatever it is that they're saying like get to your head, because you do have that accomplishment there. That's the Four of Wands. That's the 1111. You do have success. You do have wishes granted. But I think that there is definitely somebody out there, with the try to be in the middle, or try to get people to take their side, or try to throw dirt on your name. And that's completed. That will be an end of a cycle. Like they will have to shut their mouth. Like they're gonna have to shut it. www.zipit.com. Okay, zipit, because like you just keeping your focus and staying steady with what you got to do will speak volumes all by itself. The fact that you don't go in there and try to trash talk them will say volumes all by itself. Like you don't have to defend yourself. Like they're showing their true colors right now with how ugly that they're being. They're showing their true colors. You don't have to do none of that. You don't have to do no retaliation. Like your truth will naturally just come to surface. Thank you so much, Goodman. If you haven't checked out Goodman's mixes, please go give him a holla and a follow. You could put your link in here too, Goodman. I know you told me I could do that in my thing, but I don't really have my moderators don't really know. Like you're the only moderator that knows how to do that kind of stuff. So if you feel free to put your link up anytime, Goodman. Yeah, and stay out of the he said, she said. Because there's definitely some sister circles, some gossip circles, some, somebody trying to put their opinion in other people's heads, or they're trying to put their opinion into your head. Like don't fall into that, okay? Don't fall victim to that. Don't clean dirt with dirt. Just continue doing what you got to do. Stand in your power with that moon card here. Stand in your power. That is the Pisces card. So stay true to yourself. Stay true to your knowing. Don't let them, because they're like, if they're just gonna ruin their own parade, because you're gonna be happy, and that's gonna piss them off. You're gonna be successful. Your success will be the only retaliation you need to give. All right, is you being successful. You being successful and you staying on target and you completing your task and getting done what you need to get done will be the only retaliation that you need to serve these people. All right, or serve this person. You ain't got to do nothing else but stay focused. That 10 of Pentacles. Don't let them knock you off your throne, all right? Don't get involved in no he said, she said, nothing. Like let your truth speak for itself. Like you ain't got to defend it. All right, let's get you a Spirit Oracle card. Says, we see that you are on the brink of a breakthrough that you have been patiently waiting for. A situation is about to come full circle. The lessons have been learned. This is a win-win situation for you. Trust that we are working behind the scenes to ensure the best outcome, right? Win-win. Win-win situation. So sit in silence for a moment and listen. The answers you have been seeking are finally coming to you. Truly trust and believe that you are going to make it and be exactly where you need to be. We are on this journey with you. Hang in there. It's not much longer. Right? Don't give up. Don't give up. All right. Well, those are all the messages that I have for all of my signs for today. Thank you guys so much for being here. It is truly an honor that I have people that show up and say hi and support me, and that's freaking amazing. Like I'm so super grateful for all of you. Like it makes everything that I've been through up until now like completely worth everything that I have done to be here in this moment with you guys right now. I love you guys. And tomorrow is my birthday, so I will be probably celebrating with you guys. I'm going to do some, I was thinking about doing like some free readings for subscribers and, you know, just kind of like general readings. And yeah, spending some time with you guys for my birthday. And until next time, be good to yourself and others, always and always. Vroom! Yeah, tomorrow's my birthday. I share a birthday with Gandhi, which I think is weird. I found that out one time, like a long time ago. I think I was in Florida on some pier, and some hippie kid had this book and had all of these dates and birthdays and like people that shared a birthday with you. And I was like, that's cool. Share a birthday with Gandhi. Don't make assumptions, Mom. Ask you me. Sean Penn. Ooh la la. I super suck at like Hollywood trivia. Like, there's a lot of people that I don't know anything about. Like, if you ask me who the actor is in this movie or whatever, like, I'm gonna fail. Like, I'm not gonna know. I don't know nothing about that stuff, but I do know who Sean Penn is. Oh no, I'm just over here blah blah blahing. Blah blah blah. Blah 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 blah. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I love you very much. Beep beep. Bye bye. Okay, bye now. Bye bye now.